Make me big screen, Noaz, for this intro.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Don't you have to edit that out. Hello and welcome into the 2026-2027 Premier League predictions, the first show from Prem de la Creme. Oh, you guys have been waiting for us. We are back, and we are back with a bang. The prediction show. This is not just going to tell you, yo, this is what's happening this season. This is telling you exactly what's going to happen game week to game week and what the final table is going to be. So if you don't want any spoilers, just leave and don't watch it. But if you want to have board knowledge over your friends and you want to know exactly what's going to happen, stay tuned for the next hour and a bit because we're going to go into everything. And I am joined by three of the goats. Decrease my size, Big Noaz A&T. Three of the goats, three men amongst mortals. To my left. Oh my God! Why? If we're gonna start big. We're gonna start with Big Noaz A&T. How are you doing, my brother?
I am doing well. I'm very excited. If I have to summarize it, I will be like, there's a mixture of emotions, optimism being one of them. Obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan. We'll get into it, but I'm so excited. The 2026-2027 season is going to be a season like no other. I'm telling you that for free. Strap yourself in.
I'm strapped in. I don't know if you guys are, but oh my God. We started big with Noaz, and it doesn't get any smaller because we have a man with a new mic, with a new camera, with new action. Mr. Official Uzi Ahmed with a new leg. Woo!
With a new leg.
You're muted.
Oh my.
Damn, Busters, it's good to be back. Full of optimism. Can't wait to see what this new season has in store for us, honestly.
And finally, the big, the bigger, and the biggest. Oh, he's joined me in Europe. We're worldwide, baby. We've got the current champion, not only of the Premier League, but of the World Cup predictions table. My guy, my brother, my goat. It's Mac Saeed. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, my bro. I'm happy to be amongst the cast again. Like, I miss this panel guy. I miss seeing his face. I miss his small, plumpy face, bro. Just looking on week in, week out. But most excited, I am a Premier League champion, and I'm here on the show. And I can keep that same title come next year, maybe even.
I mean, well, good luck to you and good luck to all in this season of champions. World champion, Premier League champion, former Premier League champion, and Man United. So let's get into this. So basically how this is going to go is we are going to go through 20th to 1st. We've all created our own list for the Premier League. We're going to have a joint table. We're going to discuss who kind of put what where, right? So who put Man United to finish first, Uzi. Who put Liverpool to finish 20th, Uzi. We're going to go through all of that. We're going to go through the joint table, what everyone thinks, what everyone goes through. And then by the end, you'll see the Creme de la Creme Premier League champion for 26-27. As I said, spoilers are all going to happen today. So strap yourself in. We will enjoy it. And of course, if we're starting with the table, we're going to start at the bottom. Starting from the bottom, now we're here. So we're going to start with the teams that are going to get relegated. So I'm going to go with the bottom two first, and we can kind of discuss. So in 20th, we believe that Hull City will sit at the foot of the table. Mac, Uzi, and myself all agreed that they're going to finish 20th. Noaz, he had them in 19th. So basically, we all think that they're not going to do very well. I mean, I'll come to Mac because Mac is quite knowledgeable on the Hull City Tigers. Why do you think they have absolutely zero chance of making out of this league?
Like the manager, I'll be honest, he tries to play an attacking brand of football, but we saw in the championship last season, they were on the front foot, but going that ways, the amount of goals they were leaking were absolutely bad. And they just sneaked it into the playoffs and got through. So I think it's going to be a very hard challenge going into the Premier League, and it's definitely going to be a step too high for them.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't really signed anybody. I think they bought a guy for like 25 mil, and that was pretty much it. And
they have made signings, but like, I don't think they are signings that are going to elevate them. It's basically unknown signings, and it's going to take them a while to adapt. So that also won't help them.
Noaz, what do you think about Hull? If you have any thoughts on them, I know you had them highest in 19th, so I'm expecting some big speech about the Hull City Tigers.
No, I'll be honest, right? It's just I don't know much about Hull, but I do know more about who I did put in 20th. So with Hull, I'm just obviously they are expected to go back to the championship. I think I saw the odds on all of these, specific sites that do predictions for money. I don't know to say which side exactly. But I just think that the gap between Hull and the rest of the league is too much. I don't know. It's not like it's going to be a crazy gap between them and but I just say who I did have in 20th. I did have Ipswich in 20th, right? But I don't think it's going to be like Ipswich finished on 30 points and I'll finish on like 40. I think it's going to be very close. Might be like a 2-pointer, 3-pointer. So it's not like it's crazy stuff. I just think that Hull City for me just don't have the players. Like I can't tell you any key signings that Hull made to actually stay in the league. So just on that basis, like it's more about me not having enough information rather than having crazy information to say they would go down. It's just lack of information. So they could prove me wrong.
Well, I think a big thing about, I mean, let's touch on Ipswich as well as part of this conversation. So we had them in 19th. And to be honest, these two, Hull and Ipswich, were in 19th and 20th for all of us. So of course, Noah's had Ipswich in 20th. Everyone else had Ipswich in 19th. So there's not really much going on there. The one thing I would say is that with Ipswich is they've been in the Premier League before. And these yo-yo clubs, they get promoted. They spend when they get promoted. Then they release players like they did Amari Hutchinson. They got rid of Liam Delap. I mean, I wish they didn't, but they got rid of Liam Delap. And then they spent again a little bit in the Championship, and then now they've spent again, right? So they do this thing obviously as a yo-yo club, almost like spending for the Championship before you get there, and then spending for the Premier League when you get there. So I think Ipswich could be a little. Even though that's why I have them in 19th and not 20th, but I think they can be a little sleeper, to be honest, in terms of potentially staying up. Because we saw last year, right? I think 2 seasons before then, it was like all the relegated teams got relegated again, right? But last year, Leeds and Sunderland stayed up. Burnley kind of went out without a whimper, right? So I think there could be a place where Ipswich might potentially stay up. But yeah, man, I just don't know anything about their signings. I don't know anything about who they brought in. So I'm just kind of like, whatever about them, because when they were there first season, whatever.
I think I was on that one with Ipswich also. Like they could survive considering they got Gary O'Neill as a manager. Imagine Gary O'Neill left Strasbourg, was playing in Europe to come and coach Ipswich. I know it's his home, in England, but imagine coming from playing in Europe to come and coaching Ipswich, bro. That's a big step. So he could do something for them, and Ciso at the same time is a big signing for them. He had a great World Cup, so can he transform that form into the Premier League? We'll have to see. So it's a bit of both. They could lose heavily, or at the same time, they could just stay up.
Ozzy, what do you think about those two teams, Hull and Ipswich? You want to add anything to that?
I just feel like it's the history of teams that come from the Championship. Some of them hit it big and they stay in the Premier as mid-table, or some of them just get absolutely bashed on a weekly and they get sent back to the Championship. Then it's like a recurring type of process. So I think they're in the Premier League now and they're going to get smacked back down.
Well, we will have to see. We will have to see about them. But the team in 18th, interesting the team in 18th, because we have gone for an all-championship relegation because Coventry finished in 18th. Mac and Uzi had them in the relegation zone. Nawaz had them just outside, just surviving, and I had them in 16th, just surviving as well. So I want to come to Mac and Uzi first, right? What has you thinking that they have basically no chance of staying up, compared to what me and Nawaz think?
Oh, was it Nottingham Forest that went all out when they came into the Prem and they signed gang players and then they managed to stay up. I'm not seeing that from Coventry or the other championship teams. They're not making well
Coventry
established
spent
players.
over 130 mil, by the way.
Yeah.
Coming up.
But not well established players like how Forest signed who was it? Murillo. They signed.
Bro, they got
couple of
Owani.
players, or even
That guy
Sunderland,
can
when
grind it at the bottom.
Sunderland when they signed Granit Xhaka, they signed Robbie, they signed all these well established Champions League level players, to keep them afloat. Do you see the same output from the signing Coventry make? I don't think so personally.
Well, let me read you out the players that Coventry signed, right? They signed Caleb Urinki, a centre mid from Nordirland for 27 million. They bought Carl Rushworth, the Brighton goalkeeper. They bought in Siddiqui Sherif from Fenerbahce for 25 mil to centre forward. They got a winger from Burnley. They got a centre back from Frankfurt. They got Awani and they got Gustavo Harmer and Frank Onyeka. So they've got a mix of Premier League experience as well as some actual decent young players coming into the team.
Yeah.
And also they have Hadji Wright and Frank Lampard. So I think, the Chelsea in me, obviously, makes me want to think that Lampard will keep him up. But Lampard's never taken anybody down. In fact, Coventry were there or thereabouts, and it wasn't until Lampard came that they just went over the top to come into the Premier League. So I don't think 3 teams will go down. I think Ipswich and Hull will. I think Coventry, especially if they get Mudryk on loan, which a lot of talk is that Mudryk will go there on loan. If they get Mudryk on loan, my oh my, I think Coventry could be a little problem, in terms of just being completely out of the relegation battle completely. I think that there's a world where that happens.
See, the reason why I have them in relegation because they remind me of Burnley. In the Championship, they blow the teams away. And we saw that last season when they reached 100 points. Coming up to the Premier League, it's going to be a big task for them. They play another team that plays attacking football, but league goals at the back. Can Lampard actually go and do the job? I actually don't think so. I don't think he's actually been in a position where he can say he can keep a team, even though he brought them out from the Championship in the Premier League. The Premier League is a standard which is too high. I don't know if he's a good manager because even when he was in the Championship, for instance, he took Derby from fourth to fourth. This is his biggest achievement. With Chelsea, he didn't do much either. So
he did.
We
had a transfer ban. We lost Hazard, and he still kept. He made Mason Mount. I can ask Uzi this. He made Mason Mount look like a top 10 player in the league, mate. He made Tammy Abraham get 15 goals in the league. We got 25 mil for Bukayo Tomori. That's all from Frank Lampard. Really, his second stint obviously was horrible, and at Everton it wasn't great, right? So I'm not going to behave like Lampard in the Premier League is like some orator of football when he's not. But he's proven in the Premier League that he can get stuff done. And I think with Coventry, man, they've been back. They've had players that were good on loan, stay with them now. I think it's going to be, honestly, I think Coventry could be a little problem, especially for the likes of, for me personally, the likes of your Sunderland, your Leeds, your Forest. I think they could be a problem because Coventry could just finish 13th or 14th. I think they really could.
They could, but defensively, who is those guys that are going to iron it out for them? They don't have that name that I know they got a cohesive unit, but they don't have that name that stands out, which is going to be that leader to pull them out of the scraps. That's my main thing for pulling them down in the relegation. There's no one there that's going to actually try to bring them over the line.
If I must remember, we're not saying Coventry need to accumulate that many points. I think West Ham went down last season with 39. I think Coventry obviously coming up as what do you say again? It was a Centurion season.
Yeah, got 100 points.
The championship. And then I personally like their signings more than any of the other promoted teams. Hamza mentioned all of the signings. I think it's a good mix of Premier League proven players, and even like Amanda, for example, good centre back, and then Onyeka, good defensive minded midfielder. Maybe that can be the signings that allow them to not leak in as many goals personally. But I know that the fixture computer hasn't really been kind to them because they do take on Arsenal on the opening game, and I think the first like 3 or 4 games also is like tough. I was doing my FPL today, and I was just seeing like maroon red, bro. I was like, hey, commentary, don't get any commentary players in the first 5 games, bro. But yeah, I think Lampard, the story for me for commentary, obviously coming up for the first time now since 2000, literally my whole lifetime. Commentary hasn't been in the league since I was born. I have nothing to do with it. I'm not associated. But I think the storyline is Frank Lampard's redemption arc. And I don't think it ends with him just getting commentary promoted. There's another chapter keeping them in the Premier League.
Well, we will see. We will see about commentary. But yeah, technically, we all think that the 3 promoted teams are going to go down. So there is that. Now, moving into 17th is a team that one person had in 13th and a couple other people had in 17th. And that team is Sunderland. So we think that basically the European journey is going to kill their season. So I had them in 17th, Mac had them in 17th, Nawaz had them in 15th, and Uzi had them in 13th. So, Uzi, why are you so high on Sunderland?
Because I think they have like decent players to stay mid-table, honestly. Because they have Shaka, they have Bobby, they have, I can't remember who else they signed like in the new window, but obviously having Europe will add more games, it'll be a harder season, but I think they can stay mid-table. I don't think.
Yeah.
Do you know who the only signing has been?
No. Yeah, I was about to say that.
I don't know.
Thomas Meunier, bro. What the flip, bro? How are you gonna survive that?
Especially with 2 games a week, man. Like, especially with 2 games a week, I think it's going to be tough. Like, you are right. They do have quality in the likes of like Brian Brobby and Granit Xhaka, but like, and they do have other players that are like top players, realistically. Like the Moroccan winger, I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
Siddiqui in midfield, he's pretty decent. Like they have got some good players, man. Enzo Lefebvre is good as well, but yeah, I think these 2 games a week it might actually kill them. And I think there's going to be a point in the season where they're either going to have to go Europe or broke, because if they can't focus on both of them, they really can't. But yeah, man, I think Sunderland could be in trouble, but I think they'll finish 17th. But I don't think they'll be in like Spurs sort of heavy water, if you know what I mean. Like Spurs last year were actually in heavy water. I don't think Sunderland will be in heavy water like that, but I think they'll finish 17th.
Yeah, they have the players to stay up. I think it's good. They have a good enough squad, even though they play twice a week. And even if you take into consideration FA Cup and Carabao Cup, sometimes in those competitions, somehow you can end up flying by chance. You know what I'm saying? So you have to also take that into consideration.
Yeah. Anyone else want to make any judgments on Sunderland? Because as we said, we're going to come back to this in May in 2027. So if you want to look like a genius, here's your opportunity to say it for all the teams.
All right, I'm going to put my neck out on the line here. Okay, I know what I said. Sunderland finishing 15th, right?
Yeah.
I think Hamza touched on it also. Europe or broke. Usually, when you're adding a competition, you would add some squad depth. Yeah, it looks like they let go of more players and added, right? I think Sunderland, right, have a serious chance of going down this season. They might be the first team if they play. Why don't they play against Conference League or Europa League?
Europa.
They might be the first team ever to be playing Champions League football, but playing in a second division team, like league domestically. Genuinely. Because but we need to remember, right? Sunderland finished 7th last season, which is a very, very big overachievement, especially for a newly promoted team in the Premier League these days, right? There was a stat I saw also. Sunderland finished in the bottom 3 teams for attacking output, which means they significantly outperformed their XG. Now, another season, people basically have a season in the Premier League in high competition to expect Sunderland's approach to games. So I think in terms of not even having that surprise factor that the newly promoted team has, that's gone. And now they don't even have, obviously, some good signings to go into Europe. A thinner squad with more competition. Like, genuinely, Sunderland, here's the hot take. Sunderland might be the first ever Champions League team that's playing second division football. That's not actually one of my hot takes, but yeah.
I think that's fucking mental. I think that's fucking mental because if they
To win
went
the-
and won the Europa League, bro, honestly, I know I've got a Chelsea badge there, yeah. But obviously, I'm a Newcastle boy, bro. If they won Europa League, that would kill me more than Arsenal winning the next 10 Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, bro. If they won Europa League
That bad.
after being in the pit for 8 years, yeah, not shitting on them. They beat us twice, home and away. Nick Voltemado with a header, and then Brian Bromley with a beast goal at St. James Park. If they beat us home and away 2 years in a row after being 8 years in the mire and win the Europa League, yeah, bro, wrap it up, mate. Wrap it up. Like, that would be hell on earth. That would be actual hell on earth. And I'm actually annoyed at you, Noah, for putting that into the ether. Because that's low-key, you're low-key manifesting it, and I don't appreciate that. But
I think,
Yeah.
I actually agree with Noah. Like, they could actually go on and win. They got players in the squad like Shaka who can actually get them over the line. Imagine if Sunderland actually, that will be a proper story. It will be even bigger than Newcastle winning the Carabao Cup, bro. That
It
will
would.
be shitting
It would.
on.
Like,
They will be
jokes aside.
shitting on them, bro.
Let's be honest,
Yeah,
right?
who
When
are
it comes
these
to the
guys?
Premier League teams, in the European competitions, the lower league ones now, it's almost like a guarantee. All right. So Sunderland is that team now. So it should be a guarantee for Sunderland to be beating all of the rest of Europe in that division.
I mean, bro,
Yeah,
Palace, Crystal Palace, I need you to have something for me, yeah? In the semi-finals at the stadium of like the second leg, yeah? I need you to have Tomiyasu, bro. Give me one more day. Give me one more day, Tomiyasu. Give me one more day.
Tell me, yeah.
Oh my god.
Tell me
No,
that
bro.
shit.
Lads, if Sunderland even got close, bro, that would be a shame on the whole of England for letting that happen. But to be honest, I'm not worried at all. I think Reggie Labrie will get sacked before probably in and around January time. Europa League wheels would have come off, Premier League wheels would have come off, and Sunderland will be panicking. So yeah, Reggie Labrie will be the 5th manager sacked this season, and yeah, Sunderland will just be absolute dross. To be honest, I don't even think they'll get out the group in the Europa League. I just don't see that happening at all, man. I just don't see that happening at all. I see an absolute implosion in the second season.
Jokes
And-
on you,
but they'll
Hamza.
still
There's
be
no
Newcastle.
group, bro. It's just the league phase, so.
Yeah, the group, the league, they won't even get out of the league phase. Same thing, bro. I can't see it happening at all. Last season was just a fluke, to be honest. It can't lightning doesn't strike twice. They might beat Newcastle once this season. That might be their silver lining. So, but yeah, enjoy that on your way to the championship, Sunderland fans. You've had a nice, mate. But moving on to 16th. So in 16th, we have a team that Mac put in 16th, Uzi and Nawaz had in 14th, and I had an 18th. And this is the team that I think have a real possibility of second season syndrome, and that's Leeds United. Obviously, at the helm is Daniel Farke, right? Daniel Farke, obviously, is the king of getting relegated from the Premier League. Yes, you may have escaped relegation once, buddy, but you ain't escaping twice. I think this year, Harry Wilson, Daniel James, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and the boys will get relegated. But yeah, I'm going to go to Uzi first, man, because obviously you and Nawaz had them highest. What has you so high on Leeds this season?
Bro, they just got their dog in them. They showed it at their back end of last season. I think they can scrap it out for a mid-table position, honestly. That's why I don't see them getting relegated. Because when was it? That last couple of fixtures, they were beating or drawing they were beating most of the teams in front of them or getting a good result. So that's why I think, like you said, second season syndrome. If they don't do that, then they could probably get relegated. But I believe they can stay mid-table.
I think a lot of things have to work for them, though. Like, Dominic Calvert-Lewin has proved for years that he can't do it in the Premier League, right? He has one decent season. You think he's going to do it again? You know what I mean? Like, not sure. Especially when your star midfielder is doing YouTube videos rating his players, rating his teammates in New York, bro. What is that about, right? So when you got your midfielder fucking around and you got Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front, you got Daniel Farke on the bench, I think, bro, this is just absolutely... They could finish 20th, to be honest. Like, I can seriously see Leeds get absolutely demolished this season. I don't even know who they've signed. I haven't heard any noise from them. Leeds, man, I just think
Let me tell you who they signed. Let me tell you who they signed.
Two good signings.
I know they got Wilson. I don't know who else they got.
Bro, they signed James Trafford.
Yeah, for 40
45
million.
million. How they signed him for 45 million, I have no clue. But 45 million, I think that's a good signing for them. I think that's the one signing that might actually keep them in the Premier League. Yeah, that's the one signing that might keep them in the Premier League. Like,
but they
going
lost
forward,
their biggest player, they lost.
Yeah, I get that, but like going forward, you don't see anything. That's what I'm saying. Trafford is going to be the key player to keep them in the Premier League. And I think defensively, they also signed Alvedi from the Bundesliga, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So-
Alvedi, on a free.
Yeah, so defensively, I think they would be solid, but going forward is going to be a massive issue. So that's why I just have them. I have them in 16.
Yeah.
I think I have to add also that like Daniel Farke, I think I don't think it will be a second season syndrome. I just think it will be such a boring survival. I think the three teams that will get relegated will allow a team that finishes 15th, 14th to still flirt with like a high 30 points, low 40s. So I think there'll be a gap between the relegation and the rest of the, let's say 17 up until 14. Like those teams 17 to 14, they can do whatever they want as long as they get above like 40 points. It's fine. So I think Leeds will be one of those teams. I think Trafford will allow them to concede less goals. I think Harry Wilson will allow them to score more goals. I think Daniel Farke isn't that good of a manager, which makes me say that this is just going to be a boring
I just
survival.
want to touch on something with Farke, okay? So basically, last season, the difference was why Leeds actually stayed and played that type of football. He abandoned these whole principles of like the whole attacking type of football and going forward. He basically changed to more of a defensive mind to adapt to the league. So if he does the exact same thing this year, adapt to the situation what he has, that's what he could stay up.
I mean, conceded the fourth most. in the league.
Ateta is influential, bro. Shit.
Only West Ham, Burnley, Wolves, and Spurs conceded more than them, right? So you say you went to the defensive solidity. The reason why he stayed up was change of shape. It didn't really help that much. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin and the other dude, the guy with the braids who scored against United, those two, Okafor, right? Him and Okafor got them. I think it was like I saw a stat was like they won them 27 points or something like that. Like their goals got them 27 points.
Hamza, one minute.
Down to earth.
With that there, also let's not forget how many throw-ins they scored from. That's how Dominic Calvert-Lewin got most of his goals. Ampadu literally from either side is literally launching them in. Imagine how many they scored. Listen, Arsenal hasn't scored from a throwing, okay? Yeah, I appreciate it, but we haven't scored from a throwing. That's what I'm saying. Ampadu, that guy's throws are ridiculous, bro.
Is Tanaka still there? Because if Tanaka is
still there.
They have a decent team.
Even Dan James.
I think it's Daniel James is also. I mean, they have a team that literally screams out 15th, 14th, 15th.
I don't know, man. I think Leeds. Yeah, I think this could be. Yeah, they could be an interesting team. They could be an interesting team to watch. To be honest, but we will see. We will see. Does anyone have them like what? Does anyone have like a crazy ceiling for them? Does anyone see them finishing like, if everything goes right, finishing like 8th or 7th or something like that? Or no?
No.
Conference League. I would say Conference League. Yeah, because
I don't think they got good.
I mean, I'm not saying like ceiling, right? Like I don't think anything higher than Conference League, but I think if everything goes well, I think Calvert-Lewin having a 15-goal campaign, Harry Wilson also providing and scoring, and maybe having a 7-goal, 7-assist campaign. Trafford is a very good goalkeeper. People are forgetting how good he was just because he sat bench for one whole season. I think if things do go well, Leeds can definitely finish in Europe.
What did Leeds cover last season?
14th.
Yeah, I think that's their
47
ceiling.
points.
I think that's their ceiling. I don't think they can beat that.
And also, the thing I want to say about James Trafford is people forget half of his price tag is just English tax. Because what has the brother really done in the Premier League? It's real talk.
Done nothing. He did have the
Real
opportunity.
talk. Like in the Premier League, he's actually done nothing.
No, but
it's not no fault of his own. Well, I mean, a bit to his fault. And he was very good in the Championship, but what has the brother done in the Premier League? You know?
Yeah, I agree.
And also, but youth football wise, remember how good he was for England? I think he helped them win the Euros.
Bro,
One of
Liam
the
Delap
Euros.
in youth
And the
football
World
was
Cup.
like was prime R9, bro. I will have nothing about youth football, mate. Him and
know,
Tosin,
the
bro.
club of-
Honestly, that was Carlos Alberto at the back, prime R9 at the front, bro. That was just cheeks and ass, bro. Cheeks at the back, ass at the front. That's what it is.
And also, Leeds finally got rid of Melia, by the way. He was ass. I think he went to some club.
It's
Yeah.
a meaty team.
Yeah, I
But
was
we'll
a
get
meaty
to that
team,
meaty
yeah.
team very shortly. But let's move up to the table. So I think the final team in this sort of relegation battle that we kind of agreed on was the team that we have in 15th. So in 15th, we had Nottingham Forest. Nawaz had them getting relegated. Uzi had them just outside the bottom three. Mac had them in 8th, and I had them in 15th. So I want to go to Mac first, kind of before we go to Nawaz in the relegation. Why are you so high on Nottingham Forest?
I think I had him 10th, by the way. But anyways, Oliver Glasner, bro. He's
10th,
he's that manager. Yeah, he's that manager where Nottingham Forest just screams 3 in the back on all bases. And they one team who can pull a job. Bro, Morgan Gibbs-White, that guy, how is he not being snapped up by anyone yet in the Premier League, in any other big club, is a joke. Because he can do things, bro, which are insane. I know Spurs are still linked with him, but I doubt he's going to go to Spurs. But they got Gibbs-White, like I said. Omari Hutchinson could be a problem this season, even though last season he was getting into it, but this season I think he could be a problem. And then the normal Yates, Chris Wood. What's the other guys in the back? What's that Serbian guy's name?
Milenkovic.
Yeah, Milenkovic, bro. They got the players to do it to stay up. So I think mid-table is perfect for them. And Oliver Glasner, we've seen the type of football he's played, and I think he can guide them to a 10 finish.
I think that's the big one. The Oliver Glasner factor. I think that's a huge one. And obviously the fact you have Morgan Gibbs-White, I do think he could leave before the end of the transfer window. I do see that happening. And to be honest, I could see him going to like either top 6 club or a big team in Europe. I definitely can see that. But I mean, bro, I know they brought in Usman Diamande, but they lost Elliot Anderson, the Geordie Maradona, 115 mil. The heart of that midfield, the thing that was ticking Morgan Gibbs-White is just, and ticking the whole team has just been ripped out the team. And who the hell have you replaced him with? Javier Schlager. Never even heard of the brother before, right? Who the hell is Javier Schlager? You know, I think this could be a difficult season for Nottingham Forest, but I think it's going to be a difficult season. My boy Nawaz thinks they're going to go down. So Nawaz, tell me why Nottingham Forest is going to be the final team to go down, joining Ipswich in Hull.
All right, so listen. I have to obviously think now, like something happens every Premier League season that no one really predicts. I think Nottingham Forest going down is one of those things. I had to obviously think of what is my thing that many people wouldn't see coming. Now, there are some factors that made me still decide that Forest going down. One of them being the reason he was appointed. The owner, Maranakis, right? If that relationship goes sour by February, he's gone. Just has to be said. But he brought him in for immediate results. From Oliver Glasner is a manager who obviously won the Europa League with Frankfurt, and then he won back-to-back trophies now with Crystal Palace, the FA Cup, and the Conference League. The expectation is here. Unfortunately, he's managing a club that's Forest, right? Forest is the resources isn't here where the expectations should be, right? The expectations is that if this guy gets knocked out of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup by February, he'll probably get sacked. And then he'll leave before Forest even go down. So that for me is why I think Forest could probably get relegated. Depends, because obviously the expectation isn't for him to challenge for the Premier League. The expectation probably is to get into the Europa League or the Conference League again. So if he's far away from European football, which looks like all of us predicted him to be, and if he gets knocked out of domestic cups, he gets sacked, and I think Forest just start going down more and more. Like you also mentioned that Elliot Anderson is gone. I do think they have some good players, but defensively, maybe that's when they start going down.
And also look at it like this, right? I think when we do Premier League predictions, we always think of like what we have right now, right? We don't think of how it's going to look in November, how it's going to look in January, how it's going to look in April. Because realistically, that's what matters, not what it looks like now, right? Last season, they had 3 managers. No, actually, they might have had 4, right? They had Nuno for a bit. Then they had Ange, then they had Sean Dyche, and then they had, who the hell did they have else? Right, they had somebody else. I know they did. Was it Pereira? Vitor Pereira?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 4 managers, bro. So we're talking about Ollie Glasner now. Bro, who's telling me that Ollie Glasner is not going to get his P45 before November? You know?
That's what I'm saying.
Germany. You know what I mean? Like, that genuinely might be the case. I think Forest are so combustible. Yes, they've got a lot of talent. Yes, Diamante's good. Yes, Morilla's good. Yes, Gibbs White's good, man. But, like, bro, to bank on them to finish anything high, I think is kind of crazy, to be honest. I know Uzi had them in. I mean, what did Uzi have them in? Uzi had them just outside relegation. To be fair,
yeah, it's really the same arguments here, where that the manager he's a hothead, bro. He's a retard mostly, because how can you go to 4 managers in one season?
Oh, the manager. The owner. I thought you said the manager. I was like, what?
No, the owner.
You meant the owner, right? Yeah.
Sorry. The owner is a retard, right? He went through 4 managers.
Hey, that's it.
Right. He went through 4 managers in a season, bro, and they finished like 4 points off getting sent to the championship. So if they do end up sacking Glasner before January, I think they just survive like by that much.
By the way, also, I don't know what his history is with like the hierarchy and stuff, right? But when you listen to his interviews, he's very like blunt, you know. So if things don't go his way, which sounds like the only signing he's got now is that Gustavo Sa and Diamante and some other bra for free.
Well,
I think in January he needs reinforcements, right? Let's say he's in one of these cup competitions and he needs reinforcements and it doesn't even come. Then it doesn't even have to be football. That's the reason why he leaves. It might be things off the pitch. So
who's to say he doesn't vie himself, bro? Because like how with Palace, they sent his captain away. And also he had issues with the ownership, so that's why he chucked from Palace and stayed. So I'm saying, who's to say come December, him and this brother have it out in the office and he decides to pack his bags and go.
No, 100%. I think it's an interesting season for Forest. But the one thing I would say is obviously as challenge as Mr. Marinakis is mentally, he's got the job done 4 years in a row. Since they come to the Premier League, they're not being relegated, you know. So there must be something going on there where they know what they're doing. So yeah, that's what I mean. Personally, I had them in 15th. That's why I had them there, was because they had the nous of, even if when things go wrong, he finds a way to make it right. Like, look at Gibbs White. Gibbs White was basically in a Tottenham shirt. He was basically an N5. But then he went, you know what? No, I'm going to get you on this pitch, a random pitch in Athens, and I'm going to have you stand right next to me and call me Mr. Marinakis and sign a contract. You know? So, yeah, he gets the job done, I will say, Mr. Marinakis. So, yeah, Mr. Marinakis, if you're looking for some social media guy, then just shout me in it, because I'll protect you. But anyway, moving on to the next team. So that's 15th. Now we're kind of moving into a group of teams which are sitting a bit kind of outside of relegation, right? So in 14th, we have Fulham. Mac had them in 10th. Ozzy had them in... No. Mac didn't have them in 10th. Mac had them 15th. In 15th. Ozzy had them in 12th. Nawaz had them in 8th. And I had them in 14th. So Nawaz, I know you like the back of my shoe. And before I got the predictions, I knew you were going to concoct some nonsense on Fulham, right? But just tell the people why Fulham are going to finish just outside of the Conference League.
Yeah, you can see I did a couple of these like neck on the line odds here. No, I think it's more so the manager than the players. I know Gonzalo Garcia signed off from Real Madrid and stuff, right? But who signed him? the Real Madrid manager from last season.
Excuse me, what did I just hear from this brother's mouth? More so the manager. Okay, go on.
He finished second in La Liga, right? Which actually isn't anything new these days for a Real Madrid manager. But I think listen, Garcia is someone that you're gonna have to just have stocks in, right? And have to hope that he does well because he only had 9 starts in La Liga last season. Fulham have been they have the reputation of being like mid-table, right? I just think that this season, because of how the floor has dropped lower, Fulham might have opportunities to get more 3 points, right? And then maybe Arbeloa can have games against the bigger teams where he avoids defeat, and then that's what allows him to gain enough points to be finishing 8th. So it's more so, I think, Arbeloa, I'm hoping that he's a good enough manager that can get points over the bottom feeders and avoid defeats against the top.
Well, let me name you the players that he lost, right? Because one man's trash is another man's treasure in Gonzalo Garcia. But let me walk you through the other players that they lost. Harry Wilson on a free transfer got over 12 goal involvements last year in the Premier League. Sasha Lukic, who's been a mainstay midfield for Fulham for years, right? Gone to Ipswich, actually. Issa Diop started in the World Cup for Morocco, out. And Raul Jimenez has gone to the Championship with Wolves. So when it comes to losses, bro, especially those first 3 names, Harry Wilson, Sasha Lukic, and Issa Diop, bro, like these are not small losses, right? And I know they signed Shea Charles, I know they signed Gonzalo Garcia, but I mean, man, these lot, and you're talking about Arbeloa, bro, that brother, what has he done? He was there for like 3 months, did jack all, yeah? I mean, what was he meant to do, really? But then, like, I've seen nothing from him, which makes me think, yeah, they're going to be good. Bro, they lost Marco Silva. Marco Silva had made them like actually a Premier League solid team. Bro, I remember 2018, right? For years, they were just a yo-yo team. Up and down and up and down and up and down. They would go to the Championship, slap everyone up, come to the Premier League, get slapped. Go to the Championship, slap everyone up, come to the Premier League, get slapped by everyone, right? It's Marco Silva. That was the big thing. And I think Mac's going to touch upon it. But I think the manager might actually, even though he might have a bit of pull, I think in terms of a management, I think that's the biggest loss for Fulham is losing Marco Silva.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like Fulham, I feel like they have experience across the board. But the signings they've made, okay, there's one I'm looking at. I don't know if you guys seen the midfielder Cesar Palacios from Madrid they signed. This guy, I think he's gonna be a shining light. Yeah, this is my clippable moment, guys. Anyways, this guy is gonna be the shining light in this Premier League, bro. Literally, you know how David Silva played. This is like David Silva 2.0. Just watch this guy, Cesar Palacios. Like I watched 2 friendly games of this guy, and I'm already sold by him. Man, I don't know. Don't ask me what I'm watching Fulham for, bro. But for some reason, I decided to watch one game. I saw the guy bowled it out. I said, let me watch a second game. And he didn't fail to disappoint. Cesar Palacios is a name you have to watch out for. Because, bruh, that kid, he's only 18 years old. And to be doing it against grown men also is fantastic. I think he's one guy who can actually do it for Fulham and keep them up, considering the names that went out. And Fulham, like Noah said, he has trust in Arbeloa. I watch the Fulham games, okay? I don't know what type of football he actually plays. Do you know?
Just vibes, bro.
No, because I saw him play like free attacking football. Then he like set up in a low block for a whole half. Then I was like, what is this bro trying to gauge? Like, what is he doing? Is he trying to sort out his different tactics for different parts in the season or what? I don't know.
That's what a lot of the managers are doing now also. Like they're very adaptable to the teams that they verse instead of having a full-out philosophy. So
yeah,
maybe
but like,
that's what he's trying to go for.
This is not Real Madrid, bro. You don't have the big players. Coming to the Premier League is a big task. So to make them perform and get the best out of them, I don't know.
Yeah. I think midfield-wise, they probably could two with more defensive-minded midfielders. Because I think who's their midfield there? I think it's the Reed, it's Sanderberg. But attacking-wise, like Oscar Bob had a very good season, right? For like a good World Cup, I mean, for Norway. I thought he was a shining light. So you have Oscar Bob there, you have Garcia there, you have Palacios there. There's your attack basically, and then you have some experienced guys in the Premier League, like Awobi is still there. Who else is still there? I think that Muniz is still there.
Yeah, Muniz is
Muniz is
still
still there.
So I think their backline is very underrated. You still got Robinson, who was one of the best left backs, if not.
You got Bassi.
Left back.
That guy
Bassi
is horrible.
Yeah, he's a bit questionable. But still, you partner him up next to Anderson, and then you got Tete. Then I think that's fine. I think it's a good enough team that can still challenge.
Yeah,
Depends on how they get their momentum.
Judging from his games, what I've seen, his number 6 has been Reed. Imagine this brother hasn't played a proper season in the last 2 years, and you're going to be over-reliant on Reed to be your number 6 going into a new Premier League season.
Well, Mac, don't say that to Nawaz, bro, because Mac's got because Nawaz is scarred. Because obviously, if you remember last season, they're winning at Creme and he scores the goal of his life against these guys. So Harrison Reed, bro, he holds the line in his heart. But that's that on Fulham. We'll move on. I'm thinking whether to just group these teams together, unless you know what, I'm going to group the next 4 teams together. Okay, just for time aspect. If you guys want to touch upon them more, then feel free to do so. In 13th, we had Everton. In 12th, we had Palace. In 11th, we had Newcastle. And in 10th, we had Bournemouth. Okay. The highest somebody had was Bournemouth. Somebody had them in 7th. That was Uzi. And Newcastle, Mac had Newcastle in 7th, I believe. No, in 8th. Mac had Newcastle in 8th. Uzi had Bournemouth in 8th, and that was pretty much the highest of all of those teams. So, discuss Everton, Palace, Newcastle, and Bournemouth.
Wait, did I have Newcastle?
You had Newcastle in 15th.
Yeah, okay. I'll
Let's
see
go
the
to Uzi on
details
that.
then, bro.
That's actually low here.
Bro, they lost Bruno G. You lost Tonali. Yo, you basically lost your midfield, bro. The 2 juggernauts in that midfield.
And Gordon.
How do you... and your main outlet in Anthony Gordon to Barcelona. And I don't know if Newcastle made any signings. Hamza, you can...
Sean Steer, bro. Sean Steer.
Bamba. And there was some other dude from Monaco.
Dedic.
But Dedic, bro.
Right back, yeah, he's a right back.
Whoa.
That guy.
Yeah, he's a problem. He's a problem.
But
Yeah, sorry. No, go for it.
I know Tonali didn't have the greatest of seasons last season, but losing your captain and losing his man next to him, anyone stepping into that Newcastle midfield will have big shoes to fill. So I don't think they'll be fighting for Europe. I think also mid-table for this season. And also might lose the manager in the process of the season.
Well, they have. They lost anyhow.
Oh, they lost him. Okay. Yeah, then
Uzi, on that day, 1 minute. Uzi, how much football did you watch in the Saudi League?
Hey, very little.
I wanted to know how was Matthias dressing.
I know the fact you're gonna bring up there. I know the fact you're gonna bring up.
Yeah, what was his type of football? That's what I want to know.
Bro. I only watch Al Nassr games once in a while.
Okay, how was Al Nassr versus Al Ahly?
I don't even know, bro. I barely watched it. I watched it once in a while. Wait, Al Ahly, the Egypt one was
Brother, this guy.
No one smacked this guy, bro. I'm talking about Saudi.
I can't remember, bro. It's too far back.
Basically, what Mac is going to say is they went back-to-back.
I agree. I had Newcastle in 13th. Mac had Newcastle in 8th. And Noah's had them in 10th. To be honest, man, Newcastle last season finished in 15th. No, finished in 12th. How many points off 15th? 4 points off 15th, right? What? 10 points off relegation. they were booty last year. And that's when they had Bruno. That's when they had Tonali. That's when they had Gordon, right? And I think they have made some good signings. Like the Toure, the guy from Hoffenheim, I think is pretty decent. Stur is pretty good signing. They got a new goalkeeper. And they obviously got Bamber as well. I think there was someone else in there. But, like, they made some signings. Dedic, yeah. Like, they made some good signings, man. But, like, when PIF came in, the promise was we're going to win the Premier League. Right, that was the thing. We're going to win trophies, win the Premier League. They built a team. They built a manager. And when Isak left, it all fell apart, right? And that's got to come from the inside. And they're rebuilding it again. I don't see Newcastle going down, but man, it's going to be a difficult one this season. It's going to be a really difficult one for Newcastle because also up front. Yeah, but I mean, bro, look up front. You got Asula, yeah, cool guy, lovely guy. Asula, cool guy.
Bro,
You've
but
got
you know,
Volta,
on the Asula thing, I think this is like we're gonna see the rise of William Asula. Like I think we're gonna see a lot more of
he's
him.
not that good.
No,
He's not
bro,
that
I
good.
think he could be, bro. You don't know the Premier League. Anything can happen. Like some managers, like if they put their arm over your shoulder, bro, he's one of those guys I think that can actually perform on in the Premier League and get them. Imagine they're playing one game a week even. They're not even playing Champions League or Europa League or anything in Europe. That's the reason why I had them in. So I even watching like a couple of these videos. I know I shouldn't be judging off like what you call it, YouTube videos and stuff, but look at the manager, the intensity, the levels bringing to the club. It looks high, bro. So that's why from there I'm just trying to look from like an external point of view to see maybe to get them over in that top 10.
I don't know. I think it'll be too much because you've lost your heart, right? You've lost Bruno Guimaraes and you lost Anthony Gordon. As much as I didn't rate Anthony Gordon, it was great sales, to be honest. It's great to get 75 mil for Bruno. It's great to get 70 mil for Gordon. It's great to get 100 mil for Tonali. It's great, right? And to be fair, they did everything they could. They brought in good, decent-ish replacements, you know, that can build and grow into good players. But I don't want Newcastle to become this sort of like feeder club, right? I hope that these players that come in are good and stay at Newcastle because, yeah, I think this could definitely be a transitional season, especially with a manager, man. Because you got to think when Eddie Howe came in, we were in the relegation zone. I think we had only won like 2 in the first 10 games. I say we, like obviously if I'm from Newcastle as well, that's what I'm saying that, even though I've got this on, right? But that was like, I think the manager thing is going to be a big thing. And it can go either way. And I hope, Mac, it goes the way that you're explaining it. But I'm very pessimistic based on what happened last season and the fact that we've lost like the heart and soul of the team. Basically, we've lost the whole spine within 2 windows. Isak, Guimaraes, Tonali, Gordon. The only one left really is Lewis Hall and Chow. That's basically it. Apart from that, it's like, what have you got left? You know what I mean? So, I mean, Livermento's still at the club somehow, but he's injured. But I think
you got Botman, you got Shka. I think defensively they'll be all right.
Botman never plays because he's always injured. And I always see him in Jesmond. It's a place in Newcastle. I see him always just chilling there in the cafes, bro. That's all he does. Literally, every time I'm in Jesmond, he's literally just sitting in a cafe. That's literally all he does with his flipping life, man. It's like, go do physio on your leg and become a proper footballer, you freak, right? But when he plays, he's good, yeah. But, I mean, outside of that, bro, like Dan Burn, however. I love Dan Burn, but like, come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
He can't, like, I'm down on Newcastle.
No one would say this is a guy from Newcastle, and I'm the guy in Sintra, bro. And I'm backing them, and this guy is.
Wait, I don't see Newcastle as an 8th place team anyway. I see them either like 4th or 12th. They're not an 8th team, bro. St. James's Park, if you're good, you're good, right? So you get to 4th, or you're shit and you're shit, and you get to 12th. You're not an 8th team, bro. Newcastle are not an 8th place team. They're either really good or just like mid or shit. But
I think there'll be a problem. There'll be a problem.
I think all of the 6 signings that you made also, they were all like 25 and younger. So it's not the team that's there right now might be a good team in the next year or 2. But right now, I think just mid-table, bro. Like, try and see if we can get an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. But in terms of the league, I don't think there's enough consistency there. But obviously, the manager is the wild card, you know. Like, he's a very young manager, got some good experience now winning the Austrian League twice.
And the
Cristiano
Champions League,
Ronaldo FC. Yeah, some Cristiano Ronaldo League, Champions Leagues and stuff. So, he's the wild card.
Nah. I don't know, man. I think a lot needs to go right for Newcastle. I don't see it, to be honest. But Yeah. And then obviously I had Palace, Everton, and Bournemouth. I mean, did anyone really want to say anything on any of those teams? We can skip past them if you want to, but we can touch upon them if
I
anyone
think
wants to.
Bournemouth would have probably
Yeah.
made it in the Champions League, but we stole their manager. So
No, but
they
don't
stole
forget-
Iraola.
They got Marco Rose, bro. Coach Dortmund.
To what?
That sounds like a drink in a French cafe, bro. Marco Rose, come on. We don't care about you, man.
His style is basically the same as Iraola, so I don't think they even have a transitional period. It's just straight in, lock in, bro. So I don't
Well,
think
Krupi's
Bournemouth
injured
have a
for the
problem.
first part of the season, is he not?
Not sure.
Oof, is it?
I'm-
I think
Wonder
Krupi's
you wanna
injured.
sign him.
Krupi's injured. Obviously, you got Ryan there. Like, you got some good players, man. But yeah, I think everyone had them. Who had them in the lowest position?
I think it was me.
The lowest was 14.
I
The highest
had-
was 8.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
who
I
I
had
had
14.
13.
Nawaz had them in. No,
13th.
Mac had them in 14th. And then I had them in. No, Ozzy had them in 8th. That was the biggest disparity.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna score goals. That's the pure reason why I had them in 14.
Interesting one, because bro, they could have a terrible season. The whole team gets pillaged next year. Evan Nielsen.
They
Krupi.
actually one team who could actually go down due to the
Oh,
high
look, can you?
expectations. Yeah, due to the high expectations.
Yo.
I think Bournemouth is a team that actually it's not about meeting expectations, but more proving people wrong. That's Bournemouth
Oh,
FC for you.
Plus, they got such a bad kit, man, with a big vitality circle.
Yeah, it's so ugly, man. Whenever I see
Oh.
Here We Go, I skip through it because I'm like, it's so ugly. I don't even want to look at it.
Bro, like, I get Discovery wants to be out there, bro, but like, not taking up like 80% of the kit.
Now I blame. Who's their thing? Who's their sponsor?
Umbro, I
no?
think.
I'm
Umbro.
right.
I blame them for making that black circle around it also. Like they makes the sponsor even 2 times bigger.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, that is everything on Bournemouth, Palace, and Everton. I mean, Palace, bro, 12th. They're just meaty.
I
That's
think Palace and Everton is literally the same thing. Good defensively, but going forward, nothing.
I mean, Everton, bro. The only thing I would say is like they got the good side of the deal from the Brennan Johnson, Dwight McNeil deal, and obviously got Tyreek George. And I do want to say Tyreek George, man, like this guy, Tiano Barry's been hyping this guy up, and I'm glad Tiano Barry's been hyping him up because he goes 25 mil. Is that it? 25 mil only. This brother is this brother is crazy. Honestly, Tyreek George, fucking hell. Like a part of me it died inside when he left because the way he strikes a ball, bro. Honestly, I think maybe only Dominic Szoboszlai strikes the ball better in the league than this guy. Like the way he hits the ball is like absolutely ridiculous. If you see his goal against Lincoln, absolutely smacks that. Like the way he breaks the ball. I've never seen a ball get
Has this guy
broken.
not heard of Victor Gyökeres?
Shut up, man. Yeah,
God.
shut up. Right?
This guy.
But honestly, Tyreek George, I think, could be an amazing signing for David Moyes, right? He could be like your Kevin Morales, Tim Cahill sort of signing in terms of just like a bagsman for a very defensive team. Like that guy is clinical. He scored a really good goal against Fulham for us, and he scored a good goal against Lincoln. And like he just didn't get opportunities at Chelsea, but I think he could be. Oh my god, he could become a player. Genuinely, Tyreek George could become a player, but we will see on that one. But we will move to the final 2 teams outside of the European zones, and then I think the energy will get a lot higher as we start talking about the European teams. So we have in 9th position, we have Brentford, and in 8th position, we have Brighton Football Club. So the highest those teams were, so the highest somebody had Brighton was 8th, the lowest somebody had was 12th, and Brentford, the highest somebody had was 7th, the lowest somebody had was 13th. So I think it was Nawaz had Brentford in 7th, and I had Brighton in 8th. So, yeah. I mean, Nawaz, if you want to say anything, you can. But in terms of Brighton, I don't really have anything to say.
I just think Igor Thiago will be meaty this season. He'll just be bums, bro. He was horrible at the World Cup. He'll be horrible in the Premier League this season also.
Don't talk about the World Cup to me, bro. I'm not trying to think of the fact that little twat, stunk up the bench all tournament and João Pedro didn't go.
So he had one game.
What an idiot, bro.
He
And then they
had
got
one
boned by
game,
Norway, bro.
and
You
then-
know how happy I was when they got done by Norway? Little idiot, man. Why would you not take João Pedro? And then Neymar tried to beef the goalkeeper. Donkey, bro. Honestly, Brazil, schmucks. A lot of them.
I think with Brentford, they exceeded people's expectations last season. No one expected them to play the type of football they played. And with Thiago especially, like, we know the whole myth about him scoring goals and penalties, blah, 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 whatever. I don't think it's going to continue into the next season. The manager is good, but Brentford, I don't see much from him this season.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Brentford, Brighton got a couple good signings. They took in their centre back from Tottenham. They took Strout from Leeds. Had a couple good players come into the team. I think they'll just be. Yeah, but I mean, Baleba didn't really play all that much last year, so.
Yeah,
But how are they signing him for 60 million, bro? 60 million.
They wanted 100 last season.
They are scamming us so much, bro.
Well, they're hoping that's a Casemiro replacement. But yeah, we'll move on from Brighton.
Bro, wait, one more thing. Did you see the bra's hand?
Nah.
No, not Baleba, bro. I think Brighton's called. What's his name again?
Ursula. Yeah, he did something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him, bro?
One season in the Premier League. One season in the Premier League and got him like that. Or two. 2 seasons in the Premier League and he's just absolutely khalas, mate.
But hey, let's not forget also, they're also playing European football, so he could catch up with him.
Yeah.
Even though it's Conference League, but still.
Brighton.
I just don't see anyone behind them really catching him, to be honest. Really.
I think their team is just flexible enough to stay around the 9th, 8th place.
They haven't lost Danny Welbeck to Chelsea or someone yet, no? Or have they?
Yeah,
I don't even think that.
I didn't think sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that was positioned was so weird. The delivery on that was crazy.
I remember seeing something, and I don't know if it was completed or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah, it's
Both of them,
bro.
Brentford and Brighton, bro. Henderson and Welbeck to Chelsea.
Yeah.
So
But Brentford did sign Leon Schuster's son, though, is it?
Who's that?
Yannick Schuster. But the South Africans should know Leon Schuster. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say that.
You know who that is, bro? I don't know who's Yannick Schuster.
Yannick Schuster's the actual guy they signed for 15 million. But I don't know much about him. I think he came from the Austrian league. Jaden Anthony came from Burnley, obviously. I think Jaden Anthony was one of Burnley.
That guy is so shit on every single level you can think of.
He was alright, bro. He was alright.
I shit that guy.
Harsh. But yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, nothing else really to add. I mean, I put them what? 8th.
You put who? Brighton.
Brentford, I think.
You put Brentford in 7th. You had them in Conference League.
Sure, that's
a European. You had Brighton in 12th.
Yeah, I might actually want to swap them eventually, but I think Brentford. The reason why I probably put them there was I actually didn't mind Keith Andrews' style of play last season. KOD, I think, might also be one of those players that makes a move at the end of the season to either Manchester City or Liverpool. But I think maybe him adapting to the league so fast also. I'm hoping that he can do even better now in the second season. If I'm not mistaken, right? I'm not throwing shade here. He did get promoted from being set piece coach to actual coach, right?
Yeah.
That is the matter right now in the league. So I think, let's see. Let he can actually become even better and add more tactics to his game on top of that.
Well, we will see. Time will tell. I mean, they don't have Europe, but I think Brighton do. So it could be an interesting one, that. But we will move into the European places. So 7th onwards now, right? So I think we know the teams that are involved, right? Just out of power of deduction. But we will go into 7th place. And I'll be honest, the rankings from here are probably not what you expected it to be. Okay. After this. Okay. So in 7th place, this team's highest position was 6th. Their lowest position was 9th. Who had them in 6th? Well, Two people had them in 6th, one person had them in 9th, and one person had them in... No, 3 and 6, 1 in 9th. That team, Aston Villa. So, why are Aston Villa going to finish 6th, Mark? why are they going to finish in the top 6?
Emery, bro, he has the experience in the Premier League, has the experience in Europe. He can easily maintain it in both places. So 6th place, I think, is about the best position they can finish. There's no higher ceiling there for me. I literally got nothing else, bro. He's a butler. Yeah, you want him, bro.
He's
Yeah.
been saying
He
that.
lost Ezri Konsa today. He's lost Morgan Rogers. He potentially, right, could lose Ollie Watkins, right? And he lost somebody else that was important to that team. Tielemans, yeah. He's lost 4 players out of that team, which are like essentially the heart of the team, right? And Emi Martinez is probably not going to start anymore. It's going to be the new lad, right, from Parma. So I'm surprised no one had him lower, to be honest.
No, but did you see the 17-year-old striker, Maggio? That guy, bro.
One game, bro.
Bro, it's not only this game. You must look at the preseason games, bro. This guy is solid, bro.
But he's still what 17, bro.
Yeah,
who gives a
like,
shit, bro? He's better than all United strikers, bro.
Yeah, but for a league season, bro.
They won't run him into
For a
the
whole
ground,
league
bro.
season, what are we talking about here?
Plus, they
I
play
think he can do it.
football, bro. They're not gonna run him into the ground, bro.
He's so like robust, bro, and physical. At that age of 17, bro, he's looking like Lukaku
I saw
when he first burst onto the scene. Not later on, Lukaku, but when he first burst onto the scene. So I have hopes for the guy, bro.
Well, I think Manzambi's a very good signing. I know they sold him from Newcastle. I think that's a really, really good signing. But I don't know, man. I think I put them in 6, but that was more kind of like power of deduction more than anything.
Yeah.
But
even João Gomez was a good signing.
Yeah, João Gomez is a very good signing. He's the little rat that they need. So I think he won't replace Tielemans, but he'll just make the team a bit more ratty. I don't know if you've ever watched him for Wolves, but he's just like a rat midfielder.
It's terrible, bro.
Wait.
Once Liverpool played Wolves about like 4 or 5 times, bro. So we came up against him quite a few times.
Do you know he's one of those footballers that can't speak properly? Like he stutters and speaks, and he has like a heavy stutter, bro.
That's what I hated that.
Yeah,
I'm not hating on. I'm just saying he's one of those players, bro. So, bro, imagine referees trying to understand him. Firstly, he speaks Brazilian. Second of all, he stutters.
Man said he's got a stutter. Why is that even a
That's why he's a shit footballer.
No, I rate João Gomez, bro.
Oh my god. The referees won't understand him. What the hell is bro talking about?
No, I'm saying he speaks Brazilian and then he stutters. Bro. It's too much.
Bro's literally cooking up shit in a kettle. That's literally what bro's cooking. He was genuinely just cooking up shit in a kettle. What the fuck is he talking about?
Let me add some logic back to the conversation, okay? Because I think maybe we hit that point where we just have to avoid any dead space. Okay. I think, because I had them in 9th, right? Which now puts them completely out of the European spots. Obviously, winning the Europa League means now they'll be in the Champions League. So let's see how far they go in that competition. I don't think they'll really go that far. But I think losing your best creative player with Morgan Rogers and then losing also your most reliable midfielder in the same window with Tielemans will have an effect. Like we said, João Gomez doesn't really give you that. He's not as technical, basically, as Tielemans. He almost have the exact same physicality for a player that's so much more younger, which is bad. But in terms of progressing the ball and going forward, I don't think João Gomez comes anywhere near Tielemans. And then, some exciting signings, obviously, on Manzambi and Garnacho was a player that Unai Emery wanted before he went to Chelsea. So let's see now. He finally got his signing. Let's see if he can revitalize the boy's career. So yeah, I think 9th is like a fair spot for them.
Yeah, I see it. Especially today with losing Ezri Konsa. I think that's huge, mate. Like really and truly, losing Ezri Konsa is massive. I know they didn't want to sell him. They wanted like 8 mil for him, but man, like, bro, that is.
Ezri Konsa's debut is actually going to be against Villa.
Shout out to Suzuki also, better.
Yeah. He could have gone to PSG, bro, and went to Villa. What a guy! By
the way, like what's Martinez going to do now after staying at Villa for like the 4th consecutive year after wanting to leave and nearly leaving, but now staying now? Like the fans will hate this guy, surely.
No, I think he's going to leave. He's not leaving to. to Juventus.
Well, I mean, he can't just sit on bench, bro. Like he actually can't.
Yeah.
And they can't spend 35 million on a keeper and not play him. So that definitely is gonna end up with him leaving. Right? It's just where he goes to. He'll probably go to like fucking some mid-table Premier League team, really and truly, or Chelsea. That's probably what's gonna happen, really and truly, when we find out that Michael
Man through
Penrith
Chelsea.
But that's Villa. That's Villa finishing. We believe they're going to finish in 7th position. Now we're going to move into like the traditional top 6. Okay, so in 6th position, with an overall score of 60 points. Okay, of a weighted score of 60 points. This team, people had them as high as 5th and as low as 7th. This team comes from the dirty side of London. It's Tottenham Football Club. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. We have finishing in 6th position. And it was indeed Makanuzzi that had them in 7th, and myself and Nawaz who had them in 5th. So I'm going to throw it over to Nawaz because he was as high as I was on them. Why are they finishing 5th after finishing 17th last season and nearly getting relegated?
And the season before that.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, I think this
That season when they beat Man United in the Europa League final.
Yeah.
That.
has to be said. Yeah, but I think this will be the biggest swing in the Premier League this season. Like either way, from top to bottom or from bottom to top. Spurs have no European football. I think they have a decent manager. I don't want to categorize him as an elite manager, but he is good, and I think he's definitely a lot better than average. Like I really rate De Zerbi, right? And now he has a full preseason behind him as well. A midfield that's been completely rebuilt. No pushovers, bro. Like Tonali, Matheus Fernandes that Manchester United really wanted was their target signing. Some defensive good signings in Van Acker, Robinson, Senesi. I think generally this rebuild allows them to go from 17th to 6th. I think De Zerbi obviously has proved himself also in the league with Brighton. I think the transition is this season. I think 6th or 5th is a safe space to put Tottenham.
Well, I mean, I think it's the Man United thing, right? Because I was telling brothers last year when United finished 15th the season before, there's no way they finished above 7th. How can you finish 15th and finish 7th? But I mean, if you get a good team going and you get a good run going, bro, like they showed that they can finish 3rd. So the jump is there for them to make. They've got good players. I mean, obviously, Matheus Fernandes, I think they overpaid like hell for him. But they needed... That midfield was terrible. The midfield was actually terrible. So it's good that they looked into it. Tonali, I think, to be honest, first season, gambling addict. Second season, probably gambling addict, but very good at football. Third season, still probably a gambling addict, but he was like, eh. But he was like playing for a move, right? So you've got him there. And like, if he's good, he's really good. You know, like if he can grab that team, you got James Maddison or Kulusevski in front of him, and you got Tonali and maybe Matheus Fernandes behind, bro. That's a really good midfield.
And
Van Hecker.
You could add also to the attack Savinho and Mamouche also.
Yeah,
Mamouche, I didn't judge you.
I don't think it'll happen because
Kulusevski will be back also.
Kulusevski has been out, bro. But I don't know if the guy had a baby, 2 babies, 3. I don't know. He is big, man.
I think he'll be back for this season, bro. I know he's been injured for gang time, but I think he'll be back this season. He was one of their better players over the years.
Yeah, but I think a big loss for them is obviously the fact that they lost Jed Spence and they lost their captain in Romero. You know, and I know Romero has led them to 17th. But I mean, the fact that you lose your captain, you lose Jed Spence, and you lose Vuskovic, right? That the big centre back who's meant to be that guy, bro. I think yes, you brought in Senesi, yes, you brought in Van Hecker, but I mean, man, like it still doesn't mean their team is that good. I know I've gone 5th for them, but I think that's more down to the manager than anything else.
James Maddison would be back there.
Is Maddison not the captain or something after Romero?
Yeah.
I don't know. But he was like, I'm pretty sure Romero was a captain for a long time.
Yeah, but like, I guess like on paper, it sounds worse than it is. All Spurs lose their captain, but that was a toxic relationship that needed to end for both parties. So I think it's actually best that it ended and both of them went their separate ways. Because I think it was getting toxic then. He wasn't a captain. He just had the armband.
Mm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
If anything, Van de Ven was more of the leader in that team.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking hell. If Van de Ven is your leader, bro. I was Billah, bro. Like,
Man signed a 5-year
not even
contract.
me making draw for top 10, bro. That guy is just a pace merchant, mate. He is
Bro, but
the absolute
that-
bro.
That's one of the reasons I have them in 7. Going forward, they can do bits, but defensively, I'm looking at Robertson at left back. I know Robertson back in the
player,
day.
And the pitch is
Good
massive,
player.
by the way.
Good player.
The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the pitch is massive, by the way. Yeah.
That guy is gonna get stretched like an elastic man. Bro.
Good player. Good player.
Then you go right back. Pedro Porro, I know you won the World Cup, okay, and you won the Euros
good
everything
player.
before, but
Good
Pedro
player.
Porro,
Good
centre
player.
backs, you got Danzo, Van de Ven. Who else is there? Who else did they sign?
Vanaka. Vanaka
Yeah, but like, are they gonna get them out of their homes to actually push on to get Europe?
We're not saying they're going to win the
Okay,
league,
okay,
that's a
I'll-
decent backline to-
Answer me this: who's the goalkeeper?
Yeah, I know Vicardo went out on loan, right? But I think the Bravka they signed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the Bravka...
The Bravka. That guy
I don't know,
has
he's gonna be
been.
there.
He's there. That guy has been a second keeper at United, Newcastle, Burnley.
Bro, he was out there.
What?
too.
What is happening? And then they got Kinski who's slipping like there's no tomorrow.
He's probably the main guy.
Yeah, maybe
He is the main keeper. But like, how do you guys see them actually finishing above 7? There's no actual evidence. Like, they will definitely make that big leap, but there's no evidence that shows they're gonna push for that big European spot.
And also going forward, man. Realistically, who have they got going forward? Solanke.
Javi Simmons. He's gonna be the only creator. Well, Kudus. We don't even know when Kudus is back.
Oh yeah, Kudus. Yeah.
I think they're good, man. I think they're good. I think midfield wise and defensively, they one of the best in the league. So it's all about can they convert.
One of the best. Hey, Nawaz is
Oh,
Yeah, that's great.
really brought that
That's
to the
great.
camera. One of the best.
We'll see. No, like obviously now
knows his
it's
name
predictive.
I've noticed.
This
You know,
is-
genuinely,
this
I
is
noticed
when
about
we
Nawaz,
start
right?
phone, bro.
When I was getting his list, I was like, this guy loves a name tax, bro. Like, his name tax is heavy in his mind, bro. Wow. No, I think
No, it's just very predictive, right? Because obviously going off the past 2 seasons, Spurs defensively, I think I have a stat here. Let me bring up my notes here. Spurs,
Oh,
according
shit.
to Opta,
Defensively.
Bro,
according to Opta, right, there's about
Honestly,
3.23 goals per
why
game
we
that
get
involve
sound.
Spurs. So it means like they'll either score or they'll concede more than
Yeah.
1.5 goals.
But that's purely on the basis because they're attacking possession team, like to going forward. But going that ways, on the counter, I don't think the Zerbi is good enough to shut out those goals. Especially, like I said, right back Porro, left back or left wing back, Andy Robertson.
Mm.
No, the Zerbi is brighter. I remember they didn't really keep that many clean sheets, in all honesty. So I think they used to score as much as they used to concede. So, yeah, with Spurs, I think,
8th or 9th.
is it?
Yeah.
Also, take into consideration defensive errors from the centre backs, from the goalkeepers, all of that leading to. You can't take that
Yeah,
out.
but I
of
don't
the
think
equation.
I really rate Van Acker, I'll be honest. And then if
He
he's
is
next to
good,
Van de
but
Ven,
still, bro.
then I think that's a solid enough goal. In all honesty.
And Tonali, bro. As much as I think he's a little
Tonali in
rough
front of
going
them
to-
too.
If we're going to Tottenham, yeah. Like, bro, that guy, if he's good, oh my word, bro. The physicality in that team next to Bentancur, right? I'm surprised I'm using his name, but like next to him or Pape Sarr. I think Tonali and Pape Sarr could be like a nice little midfield with James Maddison or Xavi Simons in front of him. Could be like a nice little midfield that, or even him, Mateus Fernandez and James Maddison, something like that. It could be a good little midfield, man. So I think they have what it takes. Because, bro, to finish 5th, you don't need to be the best team in the league, obviously, because you're finishing 5th,
Yeah.
right? You don't need to be unbelievable, but you have to be like a decent enough level, And I think Spurs have that, and they have the quality, bro. And like at some point, Solanke's got to come to the party, At some point, he has to.
Surely.
Maybe this is the year to do it. But
That midfield
that is-
screams Premier League midfield. We have
Against
to give a
Liverpool,
Yeah,
valid
it does.
point.
it does, yeah. Does anyone have anything else they want to say on Spurs before we move on?
Right,
What
think
we
of
think of
Tottenham.
Tottenham?
Shit!
Shit!
Yeah.
What we think of shit?
Tottenham!
That's alright.
Oh,
We needed that
Well,
chorus, bro, from Nawaz.
oh man, yeah, dude, the deep
Sorry.
raspy voice.
Yeah,
But let's move into the top 5, right? And obviously, all our teams are in the top 5 because we haven't spoken about them yet. So we know who are in the top 5, but we don't know where they are in the top 5. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you where these lot were ranked in people's lineups. Okay, this team who finished in 5th, finished 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th, and that team is Glory Man United. Glory Man United. Glory Man United. Aussie team is fucking shit. Hey. Manchester United are finishing in 5th, according to the Creme panel. Only 2 points outside of the top 4, I will say. Okay, so let's go over to Uzi. Obviously, you're the United fan. It goes without saying you were the guy who put them in 2nd. Why are Manchester United finishing 2nd in the Premier League season?
Well, I think Gary came in last season. When was it? In January, right? He came in, he transformed the team. He took us from sitting, I think we were bouncing between 7th and 10th, I believe. He took us to a top 4 finish, finishing strong.
When you beat Arsenal and thought you're winning the league.
We beat Arsenal, we beat City, we beat Liverpool, we beat Chelsea, we beat Spurs, we beat all our big teams. We got decent results here and there as well. So I think with a full preseason, plus he signed Yuri Tielemans, we got Baleba coming soon. We got Marcus Rashford returning, right, after a good season in Barcelona. I think with Mbeumo having a decent preseason, Cunha had a really good World Cup. Benjamin Sesko is coming back from injury. Matthias de Ligt is coming back from injury. If we sign a good left back, I think we'll finish really strong. I don't think we'll win the league, but I think 2nd or 3rd is a really good finish. Yeah. Because I cannot be seeing Luke Shaw starting in big 2027 come January.
Well, let's throw it over to Nawaz, because Nawaz obviously had them in 6th, which is the lowest ranking out of the whole panel.
He's a Liverpool
We had
fan,
2nd, we had 6th.
bro. Of course.
Nawaz, the floor is yours.
Now listen. I'll give Carrick some credit. I think he had 39 points in 17 games. I think in his time span in the Premier League, he actually accumulated more points than Arsenal even. So definitely, I think the new manager bounced, right? There was a lot of bounce in that ball, but I think this season there's no bounce, right? You're starting off like flat. Okay, you're not bouncing. So I think,
know it's just the word.
What is it?
No, it's just the word at the start.
Yeah. No, another thing though, like honestly, right? I think it depends on how well they start. If they can be some sort of momentum carrying, because I do think the Premier League almost paints itself after the first 10 or 15 games, right? So if Manchester United can have a very good 10 to 15 games, then obviously they'll finish maybe like what Uzi said, 3rd. I don't think 2nd, but maybe 3rd. But I put them 6th because I think Michael Carrick isn't good enough personally. I think this season will probably show more than last season did. Andre Santos is a player that also is we don't know if he'll be a good signing or not. I think maybe Hamza will touch on that more. Tielemans for me doesn't move the needle at all. They got rid of Casemiro, who was so clutch for them over the past 2 years. Højlund is gone, which means that Sesko is the only striker now. So if he's injured or unavailable, then they have to go for players that aren't even natural strikers. In Rashford or Cunha or Mbeumo. So I think the squad right now, for a team that finally got back into Champions League football and to not invest as heavily as you should have, it's going to play its toll. And I think balancing all the competitions, if you all did so well last season with no European football, this season with European football, it's going to be a big wake-up call, especially for a new manager like Carrick. So that's why I put them 6th.
I think a big thing for Man United is too many questions. Too many questions. Defensively, I was looking through their squad today, and I was thinking, this is the squad they're taking into the 26-27 season, where they're going to play in big Champions League. They're going to play in the Premier League. They're taking this squad into it. And the defense was the big reason for that. I look at that defense, I'm like, Delict, Mazraoui, Shaw, Dallo, Maguire. I was looking at Lenny Yoro, Heaven. I was thinking, what bag of shit is this that these lot are taking into the Premier League season? Like, honestly, if these lot are going to challenge consistently across all phases, right? Because they have to. They can't just sack off the Champions League. They have to go for it. Bro, what the hell is that defense? You might be able to beat Chelsea because you beat Chelsea every single time. But against the other teams in the league, against proper opposition, bro, that defense is absolutely, like, I'm thinking, what's going on there, right? And I think you can get away with it when you're just playing one game a week, right? Now, what is positive about them is the midfield. I think the way you guys played last season was transitional, right? And the best progressive passer in the league outside of Roger is Andre Santos, right? And on top of that, you have Yuri Tielemans as well. These are two of the best progressive passers in the league, right? I don't think they'll play together too much, right? Unless, especially if you get Baleba. But if you have them together in front of Bruno Fernandes, man, like, Bruno Fernandes could get 25 assists this season because the way that Andre Santos moves the ball forward, like progresses the ball, is just like, man, when I saw Here We Go soon for Andre Santos to United, bro, a part of me like was absolutely died. Even though we have the best midfielder in the league and probably the second or third best midfielder in the league together, I was thinking, yeah, like Andre Santos won't get that much game time at Chelsea. But man, what a fantastic footballer he is. And I've seen loads of Man United fans raving about him since he's played in preseason. He's been absolutely unbelievable, right? And I think for Man United, especially him, man, he's going to be my signing of the season. I think Andre Santos will be the signing of the season because his progressive passing in a transitional side like that, where the crowd gets up, where the whole culture is about transitional football, bro, this guy could become like, he could go down as one of your best modern players. I'm that high on Andre Santos. And then you go to the forwards, and I'm like, yeah, you got some good players there. Mbumo, Cunha, Amad Diallo, like, okay. Sesko, decent. I just don't think they have enough to properly challenge, especially on all fronts. But yeah, there's signs of optimisms there. But I don't think Bruno will do what he did last year. Even though I do think he could, like, in a ceiling world, he could get like 25 assists the way that he has players behind him now. But also the fact you lose Casemiro. There's 8 goals gone a season. 8 clutch goals a season gone. How are you going to replace that? So yeah, a lot of questions with Man United, and especially the Champions League thing. But if Carrick can get it right, wow, you've got a little dominant era potentially coming around the corner if you can get that right. But time will tell.
I think I'm with you boys, Nawaz and Hamza. Like, with regards to the squad, do they have enough to actually tank it out throughout the whole season? Because we know Champions League, what effect it's going to have on the squad. I think in the midfield wise, I think is their best asset going into the season. Like Tielemans, Andre Santos, Kobe Mainoo, Baleba coming in, Bruno Fernandes. Like, that's a top midfield, bro, when you look at it on paper. But like Hamza alluded to, the defense, looking at that back line, how are they going to maintain those levels on a weekly basis, Tuesday or Wednesday, and then coming back on a Saturday or Sunday? What type of effect is it going to have on him? Maguire was your best centre-back last season, but is he going to do it in this next season? Is he going to carry on and transform that form and take that form into this next season? Sure, we're not going to see anything from him because we know he's mid. Dallo, shit. Mazraoui, baller. Delict, baller. But then the rest, nothing, bro. Who are you going to bring, like Amas or something from the academy to try on a rotational basis? You know what I'm saying? Attacking wise, Cunha, you have Mbuemo, hot and cold. Sesko, hot and cold. Who else is there? Ahmed, hot and cold. Everyone is basically a hot and cold player. How are they going to actually transform you and make you the best team going forward into the season? That's my biggest question. But ultimately, I think Carrick is gone by Christmas. Simply due to, I think it was the Burnley game or something last season. I can't even remember which one. It was just pure vibes I saw from him. Just vibes FC. I didn't see no tactics, nothing. Pure vibes. If he takes that same energy going into this season, well, he's gone by Christmas. The biggest thing you all did was bring Andre Santos and Tielemans, especially for your build-up play. They always play like going 3 and then 2 in front. Those two, if they collect the ball in the midfield, give it to Bruno Fernandes. I think Hamza even touched it. That can be help, like, I think 80% of your problems. But defensively, it's going to be a massive issue to maintain.
Can I touch on something? So, like, even on that, right, about like how they can receive the ball from the defense and then turn defense into attack. I can name you. That's why I put them 6, because I can name you like 5 midfielders, like midfields in the team that can probably in the league that can outrun and outmuscle that midfield. I think Arsenal can. I think obviously before Rodri left, I thought like City had a better midfield also. Now I'll have to just reconsider what Elliot Anderson.
I think United is better than City at the moment.
Yeah, like now, yeah, probably. But I think Chelsea's definitely. I think Chelsea probably have the best midfield in the league. I think Liverpool with like Szoboszlai, Gravenberg, I think them two can still. I don't think United is better than that, in my opinion. So yeah, I can name you, and even now Tonali and Fernandes, but I don't think like you can say Andre Santos and Tielemans is better than Tonali and Fernandes. Like
I think that's better. I'll take those two over those two any day.
Bro, one is relegation fodder. Other one, like Hamza said, is a gambling addict.
No, the Andre Santos, I think, is the biggest game changer. Man. That guy on the ball, he has the vision to do things. I think that's the biggest game changer for United.
It's just the mistakes in his game. That's the only thing I'd say about Andre Santos is he does have a couple of mistakes in the game. I think your fans are probably the best fans in the league, to be honest. Like for a top team in terms of getting around your players. Like I don't really see
United
unless you've been really wronged. Like gone after really wrong them. Apart from that, like genuinely, I don't think another group of fans get around their players like these guys do.
I disagree. Okay.
No, they get behind the players and the manager, but they don't get behind Ineos. I think that's the only thing with United.
But they
fans.
so
Everything I hear
players,
is about Ineos.
Honestly, they so back their players. That's one thing I have to respect about Man United fans, especially the match-going fans. They really, other big teams like boo their own players or like will not support elements of it. Man United fans are just like proper good people. Like they're good, like they're good-hearted to their players. They're really good-hearted to their players, you know. And I think
I don't know. There is
like go on. Then.
No, I was going to say that, like, I can give you 3 on the top of my head that probably. But the thing is, obviously, if you give them ammo, then obviously they'll be against you. But like Onana, Dalot, Maguire, before he made his redemption, he had to score a couple of.
No, but they weren't ever like rude to Maguire. They weren't ever like personal with Maguire. They weren't, and they still like backed him. No, they weren't.
No,
they were backing him even though he had his own case and everything, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like they weren't with Maguire. Onana, yeah, like, but Onana was like chatting shit and being so ass, bro. Like he got to a point where like there was no signs of potential there, you know. And Garnacho was just being straight out rude to them, you know. And then it's like, bro, if you do that to northern people in the UK in general, bro, they will be so nice, friendly to you. If you wrong them, then you'll find out that you've wronged them, you know. But yeah, that's why I think with Andre Santos, he'll get away with a bit because he does have mistakes in his game, but he'll be able to weed those out. And I think, bro, if United get on top of teams, bro, Andre Santos, by the way, like just look out for him. Some of his progressive passes will be unreal, and I hope Kobe Mainoo plays a bit more this year. But does anyone else have anything else to say on United?
I think one more thing. I think with that's where we'll see Rashford thrive. Because Rashford has been screaming.
Miss me with Rashford, bro. That guy's fit. Like, leave him alone.
Bro. I think he's gonna. I think he'll be something this season.
Leave him alone,
bro. I would have taken him for this season in Arsenal.
His relationship
bro,
status is
so
like
ass, man. He scored 1 free kick against Barcelona. Scored a couple of goals against Real Madrid. Sorry, scored a couple of goals against Newcastle. Yeah, bro. You speak to any Barcelona fan, yeah, bro. They will tell him he's mid. He is so mid. He's mid. He's only there on a technicality. He's only at United on a technicality. He's not there because he's good, bro. Like, he's literally only there on a technicality.
I think you're being harsh. I think you're being harsh.
No, I'm not, bro. But this guy's still a wonder kid. He's more of a star boy than fucking Saka is. And he's like 400 years old, bro. Miss me with Rashford, bro. That ship has sailed, mate.
No, bro,
is that when your mate's like still stalking his old girlfriend, bro? It's just like fucking like leave that ex alone, bro. Like leave her, bro. It's done. It's finished. If it was gonna work, it would have worked, bro.
Like we've seen Rashford at his best, bro. When he's 31 goals.
What is he? You just confirming Hamza's point.
4 years ago. 4 years. In 4 years of football, bro, it's a lifetime, mate.
Like I'm saying, bro, there's a redemption arc there because like when he went to Villa on loan, he was good. When he went to Barcelona last season, he was good for them. Like
I'm noticing a comment denominator. He's not wearing the United shirt, but he's good.
Good is so loose. He had moments.
Right? When at the start of the Ruben Amorim era, he was decent, and then him and the manager are falling out. That's why it is.
Bro, if you're the top
His
guy,
best
you're
season was
supposed to be
hard, though.
like, bro. Amarim was happy to get rid of him. Amarim was happy to get rid of
he was
Mr.
happy to
Manchester.
get rid of Kobe Mainu, and look how that turned
Yeah.
out, bro. So like,
I saw.
I mean, Kobe Manu hasn't particularly shown that he's been unbelievable since. Even Thomas Tuchel didn't want to play him. So it's like Kobe Manu's still got a lot to prove.
I saw a thing where Rooney was talking about him with on the overlap, and he was saying like, he was saying something about where he was training 1-on-1, and there was parents walking past. Imagine a big sort of player training on his own, and just parents just walking past and watching you train. Imagine what sort of impact, what sort of like role model, and what sort of like message is being delivered to the youngsters. So according to Rooney, he should have still left.
I mean, Rooney even said, but like, Rooney has this thing where, because he also said that the person to break his United record as our top goal scorer is Rashford. He's the boy from Manchester who.
But
When did he say
the thing
that?
is, when
How long
yeah,
ago
when
was that,
did
bro?
the timeline?
Recently, I seen it on Instagram on one of the reels.
That means
Okay.
all United legends talk shit. One
No, they
sucks
all-
Yeah, bro.
toes.
It's literally
One-
stuck in his daughter's toes as we're speaking, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I don't even see. To be honest, I don't see Marcus Rashford even playing more than like 15 games this season. That boy is finished at Man United, bro. Like he should just leave. He should genuinely pack his bags and leave. Like, for the best of his career, you know, he should just go.
I have a question
I
on
honestly think he'll be playing a lot.
where are we going to see Patrick Dogu play? Left back or left wing?
That's a question, bro.
Has he played
That is a
preseason?
question. Yeah, he's been playing left mid a lot in preseason, but also
Left mid.
That's Bale. That's
been-
Bale regendered.
But like
Bale.
he's been like hot and cold at left mid also. So I don't know where.
Hmm.
But like also fans are very reactionary because last season when he scored a cracker against Arsenal, we said
Which was a handball.
it was not the head ball. Hand is here, bro. What you want me
Hey,
to chop it
yo.
off?
Handball.
Right?
Anyways,
Everyone
go
was
on.
screaming we had Gareth Bale reincarnated. But then now in preseason we're like we just ship him off. They're very reactionary. So I don't want to see him at left wing. I'd rather
But
see
now,
him-
wait. Now you're just proving the other point about not backing the players.
No, I'm saying they like very reactionary in that sense where like that's how most football fans are.
Crazy. So
But like
the
I
team
wanna
is
see
shit,
the best
and the fans are shit too.
bro, the team beat your team. Shut up.
My team is still the champions, bro. You can beat me how many times you want, but I'll still win the Premier League. Take that into
By the way,
account.
maybe the fans do have a different perspective to what because remember, I get a lot of like watching obviously Sky and watching Premier League and all these United legends absolutely shit on them on this team for the past like decade, bro. So maybe that's why I was a bit like my judgment was clouded because Scholes shits on them, Keane shits on them, even Rudy every now and again shits on them. Nicky Banter now recently said, yep.
I think Keane is like honest in his approach, but Scholes, that guy is not made for punditry. Like some of the takes he said, like even now he said Bruno coming to Arsenal is a shitter deal than Tonali going to Tottenham.
He's gone, man. Sorry.
I don't think that's
Big
that
score.
crazy to say, to be honest. And in that sense, I don't think that's that crazy to say because, like, yeah, Bruno will obviously look better because Arsenal are a better team. Sandro Tonali, like, could Bruno take Tottenham out the mire as much as Tonali could? I don't think that's that far fetched, to be honest. I think Sandro Tonali is probably a better fit for Tottenham. I don't think that's that crazy, but you just can't communicate. Scholes can't communicate. That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's very poor, his punditry.
it sounds like he just woke up.
Yeah.
That's him speaking.
Yeah, that is
Like,
that is such a, yeah, that's a good take, that. That is so true. Fuck it out. That's actually so, you could have actually put that any more perfect. It sounds like he's just woken up. Fuck it out.
No one told me that today, bro. I look like I just woke up.
So United thing.
So United thing, yeah.
Okay, so let's move into the top four. And these two teams were tied, right? But I'm not going to tell you the team that finished above. I'm going to go into fourth position first, okay? So the team that we predicted would finish 4th in the Premier League season, 2 people had them in 3rd. 1 person had them in 7th. And 1 person had them winning it all. That team is Liverpool Football Club. We had finishing in 4th position. So I'll reveal who said what. So obviously the team who said they were going to win the league. Let's all say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nawaz. Yeah. And the team, and then Mac and Ozzy had them in 3rd, and I had them in 7th.
This guy does great.
Who wants to go first? Nawaz or Hamza?
I think we should give Hamza the floor.
Yeah, leave Hamza the floor.
I was looking expecting Uzi because I thought, a United fan. But hey, 7th.
I was being
And I complimented your team so much. Crazy.
Here's why. Nawaz. I remember a wise man once told me in the summer of 2025, it's not about if we win, it's how we win, how much we're going to win by. We're going to win so much, we're going to get sick of winning by, quoted Nawaz Adatule on a TikTok live. Liverpool Football Club. I have a special place in my heart for Liverpool. I low-key like them, right? But here's why they're going to finish 7th, okay?
7th.
First of all, defense. Let's go to the defense. Leone, out until January. Xhaka, young buck. Van Dijk, going off a cliff. Ronald Araujo, wall kisser. That is it. That's all you have in defense. And Joe Gomez is out as well. That is it. You have 3 defenders. Konate's gone, bro. He's Oski. He went to Real Madrid. He lost his Real Madrid bay, and then he got his Real Madrid bay. He's gone. Yeah. Connor Bradley out until probably next year, right? You've got a couple other players out. Kostas Tsimikas is still employed by Liverpool Football Club. The only player that you signed this season was Ronald Araujo and Victor Munoz, right? Outside of that, what the hell is going on, right? Yes, you can get Bradley Barcola. Yes, you could potentially get Ibrahim Mbaye. I think that'll be a good signing, right? You have no right winger. Salah has left. Robertson has left. Trent has left. Diaz has left.
Is there.
Gakpo potentially could be leaving. Say that again?
Frimpong is there.
Frimpong is still there, bro. Like, this defense is so questionable. And I think Andoni Iraola at Bournemouth did a good job. But there was times where he was just totally ass, and he was losing games and games and games in a row, and that's what got Slot the lost the confidence and got him the sack eventually. I think Andoni Iraola could be. I think he's gonna have a very poor season. I think in general you're gonna have a poor season. Ekitike is out until the start of next year. You're hoping Isak flourishes, and also let's talk about the midfield. I don't think you guys even thought about the midfield. Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz, Gravenberch. What sort of a midfield is that? These boys all want to get on the ball. Who's gonna be sitting in that defense? Who's gonna be sitting in front of the defense? Because Gravenberch proved that he couldn't do it last year, right? Szoboszlai, bro, he's playing centre back, centre mid, right back, right mid, centre attacking mid, striker, bro. This guy can do everything, but that's gonna be a problem for him. Florian Wirtz, bro, this guy's gonna be pushed out to the left, and eventually he's gonna get pushed out the club. Yeah. In that midfield, poor man. And even McAllister, yes, he can pass the ball a little bit, but last year he was so ropey. Midfield, cheeks. Then you go to the forward line, Gakpo. Gakpo is your main guy up top. You got Ungamoa, you got Isak, and you got Gakpo. Isak, as much as I respect him as a footballer, bro, what did he do last year? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, right? And you're expecting him to make this quantum leap and push Liverpool forward in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, in the Champions League, in the Premier League. Bro, I'm telling you, that is not going to happen, right? That's not going to happen. And the fact that you lost Salah, right? Not the Salah from last year, but Salah in general, I think it's going to be a huge, huge loss for you lot. And I think this is going to be a poor season for Liverpool, a really poor season for Liverpool, especially because I think at the end of the season, Van Dijk's going to go as well, and he's going to go out with a whimper. So yeah, that's why I had them in 7th, because I just don't see it with Liverpool whatsoever.
I think the floor is for you, Nawaz.
Yeah, I think the fact that Hamza had us in 7th, and okay, I'm being very optimistic here, right? And we haven't been first.
Deluded, yeah.
General consensus. Yeah. That's my own words. But yeah, I think the general consensus for Liverpool should be floating at around fifth. If you talk about all football fans, where would you think Liverpool would finish? Should be fifth. Now, the reason I'm saying that we will go on to win the league, similarly to why we won the league in 2024. No one had us winning the league that season. Also, the Slot's first season. I think we're going to go back to what our identity was. So Iraola system is one that's like very demanding, one of the most demanding, physically demanding systems in Europe. But one that Liverpool Football Club isn't, new to. Maybe some of these players, sure. But I think Liverpool Football Club as a whole, it might take some time, definitely. I think he even came out in one of those interviews in preseason and said that my players can't run for 90 minutes. Slot broke this team, bro, in terms of physically. I think Hamza asked me in the chat, what did Slot do this time? I think when Iraola came out and said that, I was like, I hope Hamza saw that. The fact that our footballers can't even run for 90 minutes, what is this guy doing in training? All those clips also that came out last season, he did something. In order for Liverpool to win the league, though, a lot of things have to go well. I think if you can have Jeremy Jacquet there next to Van Dijk and them having a good partnership this season, I think defensively that's quite solid. I think Alisson Becker obviously might not be the same Alisson Becker from a couple of years ago. I think in terms of just ball distribution, shot stopping, he's still one of the best in the league. Left back, I think Kirkes is good enough. In all honesty, you partner him up now with Van Dijk and Jacquet. That's good enough. That's a good thing. I think right back is the real question mark. Now, whether or not you play Ronald Araujo there, so you can have a better back line, or you have Frimpong develop somehow and then have him be the right back for the season. That's
you'd rather not have anyone there than play Araujo or Frimpong. You better out to know one.
I don't even know why you bought Araujo, man.
Bro.
Honestly.
Barcelona fans were on their knees thanking you for taking the scrub from their club because they hate you.
Respectfully, I don't care what Barcelona fans say. Like that club acted like they won the Champions League recently. Like they need to realize that they were not too long ago. They had a front line of Adama Traore, Braithwaite, and Flop and Sergio Aguero, bro. So they need to remember where they're coming from. Also, that club.
Bro, but Araujo was cheeks, bro. Every time this brother he yanks a random play in a box. He's giving away stupid penalties, getting stupid red cards. He's really bad, bro.
You have no depth, Noaz. Also, by the way, you think Van Dijk is going to play 38 games this season at this top level, which is going to win you the Premier League? I know you're being optimistic. I appreciate that, bro. At what level? Bro? At what level? He's not Van Dijk of 2021. He's not Van Dijk of 2019, right?
That's why you're hoping Jeremy Jacquet. I'm hoping Jeremy Jacquet.
Bro, Jeremy Jacquet, you think a 19-year-old centre back is going to come in and be this guy next to you, bro? Like, being next to Van Dijk is very difficult, right? It's very, very difficult. It's proven. Joe Matip is a great defender. Again, next to Van Dijk, he looked decent, but he didn't look amazing, right? Joe Gomez is a good defender.
I don't know what you're on about. Whoever was next to Van Dijk got elevated. Whoever was next to Van Dijk.
But I'm saying, bro, these guys are good defenders. But being next to Van Dijk, bro, I know Jeremy Jacquet, he had one good game against somebody in preseason. I did see clips of it, and we were linked with him. Bro, if you're putting your hopes on a 19-year-old defender to be this guy next to Van Dijk and Van Dijk to be good all season, I'm sorry, man. Like, it's over. It's over. Unless you lot buy a defender or two by the end of this window, it's over. It's over. And the quicker you accept that, the better. To be honest,
I think obviously Ronald Araujo is there to plug in that gap, and I think a lot of people now are going off Barcelona consensus, and I think this is where Liverpool.
It's not even Barcelona; it's Uruguay. I don't even think Bielsa wanted to play the guy. That's how bad he was. So it's not only Barcelona.
Every time you've seen it, Noaz, I guarantee every time you've seen him is probably in Champions League. He is shit every time you watch him play. And the Liverpool,
I've seen him pocket Vinicius Junior a few times.
Bro, they play each other about a million times. We're going to box him one or two times, right? Bro, Ronald was Jude Bellingham when he slapped it from 30 yards away, bro. What have you got to say to that? You know, like Ronald Araujo, man. Like honestly, this obviously he's a wall kisser, which makes me hate him even more. Yeah. But this guy, I'm thinking, Liverpool, man, what are you lot doing, bro?
But like, is that Oros juice though? By the way, just saying that.
You don't know what Oros is. Listen here, right? I have a question. Oz.
Orange juice.
I think your club lost pull, bro, because you're getting scrubs like Araujo to come in. You're not getting big level players, bro. like last.
How can
season,
United
bro.
fans say that?
Bro,
I don't think
How can
they
United
lost
fans say
full.
that?
It's like who
Whenever
do they
it's
go
like
out
crazy
and get?
goals.
That's the thing.
They never
Yeah,
had
great.
Paul, really.
last
When
season,
have they
right?
ever had Paul?
Last season, you had Isak.
That's
you
also
had
true.
Kurt, you had Frimpong, you had like all these big players coming, right?
Yeah, but who are we meant to sign?
Rather, you
If
say
we don't have
Frimpong,
Paul,
bruh.
Listen, he was a big
But
player
who are we meant to sign then? Like,
Liverpool.
if you say
Yeah,
we don't
that's
have
what I want
Paul,
to know.
obviously it means
There's no one
we
there.
were meant to get someone, and now we couldn't get that guy. So
Like,
who
no-
are we meant to sign?
Which big player wants to come to Liverpool if you'll have to go and get Araujo on loan? You have to go get Jackie. You need to be.
Jackie
pulling
is good,
players
bruh.
Yeah, but listen, he's 19. I'm saying you need a world beater to come into the defense. Like Hamza is saying, you need someone who's gonna be.
No, but Uzi,
Who's
look at
that
it from
guy?
look
Who's
at
that
it from
guy?
an outside point of view. There's no more players like where you have like if you go out in the teams, Madrid, who's a world beater there? Who's a world beater?
Hey, Dean Oyson is a really.
Unless this
Ah,
guy
yeah,
is
yeah,
saying
yeah,
Konate
yeah,
was a
yeah,
world
yeah,
beater.
yeah.
Unless this guy said Konate was a world beater, bro. I think you got him for free, and I think you'll still got wrong.
Kukurea, bro.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about centre backs, bro.
Centre backs, bro.
Centre backs.
Yeah, Konate is decent.
Konate doesn't know his left toe from his right.
Yeah, when Militao is 40.
I know last year he wasn't that great, but for Bournemouth he was decent. That's what, and that point that you just made tells me that Liverpool aren't going to be great because you've seen Dean Howson could make the step up at 19. Bro, what's telling me that Jeremy Jacquet for 60 games next season, this season coming up, is going to be that guy, and you've got nobody else, right? Unfortunately, because Leone's injured and Joe Gomez is injured. It's unfortunate, but your other players are young. Yeah, bro. Like Araujo or nothing,
lad.
bro. Like honestly, I think your team. I think Isak. Oh, man, it's just Isak, man. That's the only reason why I didn't have them in like 10th was purely just Isak, right? Because I think he'll get you some goals and he'll get you like 7th sounds bad. I know it sounds bad, but you'll be in and around it. But I think you'll finish in 7th. That's my belief is that you'll finish in 7th. But yeah, man, I think Liverpool could have a big season, especially the midfield. The midfield and the defense is just like so unbalanced and so just like not with it.
I actually think the midfielder is going to be the better asset going into this.
How,
think
bro?
it's the best
You've got
They don't
3
have a
man that want to
natural
be on the
speed,
ball.
so-
Sabozlai, Wirtz,
okay.
and Gravenberch.
I think you'll see a different Gravenberch.
all want to be on the ball.
Gravenberch is a ball carrier. He's a ball carrier. He'll receive it from
Yeah,
the
that's what I
defense.
mean. On the ball.
He's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah,
a deep line playmaker.
Hamza's talking about who's
Yeah.
gonna sit in the defense and protect them. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna be
this
Gravenberch.
isn't-
100%.
We need to realize
No,
something,
bro.
right?
Gravenberch has proven he can't do it. Gravenberch is
He
literally
can.
proven he
No,
can't
I
do it.
don't think.
young player.
No, Hamza. I don't think last season is a correct representation. If you looked at him the season before, he was
Yeah, but
way
the season
better.
before,
Last
he had
season,
Salah doing an absolute juju madness.
No,
yeah?
the season
People
before,
forget, Salah
he was
scored 29
actually
goals,
in the
18
back.
assists. Yeah, he did
No.
a madness, bro. So everyone else in the team
No, but
can
he
be
did-
a little bit better because the whole Salah made that team better. Are we forgetting that?
nah, I get that, but like,
last season, Gravenberch didn't do the same thing he did in the season prior when he won young player of the season. Young player of the season, Gravenberch was literally there. What Uzi was saying also in front of the back line, receiving the ball and spreading it.
Who was
That was
behind him?
Gravenberch.
Who was behind him? Who was to the right of him? Who was to the left of him? It's all different, bro. It's
Well, so
all
was like
different.
McAllister.
No, I'm saying
Talking about
behind
the
him, you had
wing-backs.
Trent at right back, you had Robertson, who wasn't so mid at left back.
Nah,
You
but
had
the
Konate
season
and
we won
Van
the
Dijk,
league,
who were
Trent wasn't
absolutely
even the same
unbelievable
Trent.
behind him. Yeah, you had McAllister, who didn't look dog shit. Last year, he was absolute pony. Yeah, Gravenberch, that's not how he plays. That is
Yeah, but
literally not how he
now
plays.
you're talking about aspects around the thing that you.
I think you're being unfair on
Yeah, but
Gravenberch.
You said the thing he wasn't good at was, but I'm telling you about the role of him being this deep lying playmaker. Literally, the guy that sits in front of the defense, he could prove that he could do that.
But he
So I
can't
think-
do that. What my point is, yes, he's good at it because he's proven he's good at it. I'm not saying he's bad at it. I'm saying he can't do that now because his team doesn't allow him to do that. Like that's what I'm
But
saying.
now
I'm not
you're
saying-
predicting.
But
You're predicting
Hamza, if you have,
something. You
if
said
you
he
have-
shouldn't do it, but he did do it.
Well, I'm not predicting. It's based on what I've seen. Also last season, but also
Last season he didn't play that role though. Last season he played as a left eight.
Profile of midfielders. Look at the profile
But
of
last season he played
midfielders.
as a left eight though. So he didn't
Bro,
do the
look
same
at the
role last
profile of
season.
midfielders next to him. He will probably have to play that 6th position. But the profile players around him and the way that Iraola's going to play, he can't play like that. He won't be able to play like that. That's why. That's always part of why I was so slot like heavy was because he made that team better and allowed Gravenberch to be the player that he was, which got the best out of him. Right. I think now the profile is different. The team is different. Gravenberch can't play how he did in 24-25 this season. Not out of no fault of his own. Out of no fault of his own. It's just what's around him.
What makes you say that though?
Everything around him is different. Everything around him is different. That's why he doesn't have a midfielder that can sit there and just play nice little balls like McAllister did in 24-25. Right? He doesn't have that unless McAllister somehow becomes this amazing player. But you can't bench Wirtz and you can't bench Szoboszlai because Szoboszlai has to play because he was so good last year. You can't bench Wirtz because you paid 130 mil for him. You can't bench Isak because you paid 125 mil for him. Right? You're probably going to get Barcola, which I think is going to be unbelievable. That could help release a bit. But in 24-25, you had Trent pinging balls in. You had Salah literally dribbling through teams, right? So it changed the whole premise and tactic of Liverpool. This year, bro, they're so thin. And they're going to be playing on four fronts, bro. I think this season points to Liverpool having a really poor season because they're just going to run out of gas. I really believe they're just going to run out of gas. And I've seen with Chelsea how that happens. I'm saying that as a Chelsea fan that has seen that happen multiple times.
Yeah. Ultimately, I would have wanted to see Wirtz play in the 10. I think he would thrive more, but there's no way he's playing 10 this season. I think he's going to be playing on the left-hand side. Liverpool's midfield is going to be Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and McAllister. That's what I see from him.
That's
what to get
and then Slot came and fucking broke it with Wirtz. Like Wirtz, in all honesty, on paper sounded like okay, one of the best signings we could have asked for. But if you're going off, obviously hindsight 2020, the way we played in that 24-25 season when we won the league, like Szoboszlai in the 10, literally being almost like a secondary striker, like helping the press. It was either him with Darwin or him with Jota. Oh, that's how we were always on top of the opposition off the ball. And I think that if we had that same system, like Slot's first season, if we do that exact same way this season with Iriola, having Szoboszlai further up and then having McAllister and Gravenberch behind him, that's what will definitely help us with transition and how to always be on top of the team, even when we don't have the ball.
Basically, Liverpool are not set up to succeed. That's it. They're not. And that is the first time it's probably the first time since like 2017 that I can say that with confidence. They're not set up.
I agree with both sides. It's not only one player, because like Hamza even alluded to, like who's on the right hand side? Is Victor Munoz going to play? I haven't even seen that brother play.
What's it? Kamas or something? There's some random kid from the youth team. Kumas, Kumas, bro.
No, he's a striker. He won't play. There's no
bro. Even on the right. That's how cocks they are, bro.
Even if they bring Barcola, bro, Barcola is good, but he's not that player that's going to elevate them levels ahead.
But they play Salah.
I disagree, bro. If you bring
Barcola has to be on the left. He has to be on the left.
Yeah, if they bring Barcola, oh my god, to be honest, that changes the game. I think.
You really rate Barcola so high. You're telling me he's worth 130 million.
From 7th to where? Let's just hear. Right? From 7th to where?
Okay. First of all, Mac, the winger market is obviously different now than it was even a year ago, right? Yeah. So if you asked me a year ago, I would have said no. Because obviously you're getting Kvara for 60 mil, bro. Barcola's not. He might be a bit more than that, right? Now, 130 mil, bro. I think for Liverpool, is throwing more money like the way to solve this problem? Probably not. But like a player of Barcola's level at 23, winning back-to-back Champions League, playing the way he does, carrying the ball the way he does. I'm sorry, bro. Like this guy could break the Premier League. Like Barcola.
Don't disrespect him.
Bro. I don't think he's like that much of a world.
Nah, he is, bro.
I don't think he's a world beater.
You'll see these things like world beaters. There isn't that many in football anymore, except for the guys that are over 27.
Barcola is, man. Barcola is.
He is not a world beater for me, bro.
I think Due is a world beater compared to Barcola. I think
Due is the better player over Barcola, bro. Any day.
Yeah. So that's why I think.
Yeah, I think we'll all agree on that. Yeah.
I don't even think. I think it's quite tight between Barcola and Due. Due is like a bit more cultured. He's a bit more like polished, right? Barcola, man, I think his raw abilities, even though he's a bit older and his quality, bro, like that guy. I'm scared if he.
You might hate me, okay, for saying this, okay? But Barcola reminds me of Javinho.
Oh, the forward.
Just because of the hairstyle, cover.
Nah, it's not the hairstyle, right? It's the type of player. He's gonna give you a moment's goal, but he's not that player that's gonna elevate you like that. Straight away. Nah, I don't think he's that guy.
I think given the time at a top club, especially Liverpool now when they're kind of being beaten up a little bit, bro, this is perfect for him. This is absolutely perfect for him. Bro, imagine him skipping around the Anfield, bro. Liverpool fans would love him. Bro, they would love him. That would bring like the energy back to Anfield, man.
Wait,
That's
I
also
need
a
to
big
do some
thing.
research on this guy, actually.
Which brings the energy back.
You don't need to bring up the stats. It's fine, bro.
Wait, I actually want to see something.
He doesn't really have
he doesn't
crazy
have-
G.
He doesn't have.
He did score in the
crazy
Champions League
skill,
final, though.
He's a good dribbler, right? He's fast, but I don't think he's that much of a world beater.
Oh, bro, I'm so opposite, man. I watch him and I think that's why I watch football. That's what I think when I watch Barcelona. I watch him and I think that's why I watch football. Not for fucking.
I think we all agree that.
I think
I think we all agree that he is a good
I'm not
footballer.
the hate on your
He is good, but he's not levels.
Nah, he is, man.
Would you not increase our winger situation? Would you not improve our winger situation?
he'd improve, but
you don't need a left winger.
It will. But to pay 130 million.
He'll take it from here to there, maybe, but not from here to
Wait, no, why don't you need a left winger?
He got Rio.
I would say right now we have like it's a priority. I wouldn't mind upgrading that position, but I would rather go for Ibrahim and Bai before I go for Barcola because we need a right
Even
winger.
Bai's not going to get that many minutes. He's only 18.
From Bai is quality.
Yeah, but I would say
he's
probably
not going to get that many minutes.
who starts then? Because I think who's the Victor Munoz is quite young also. So like who is going to?
Yeah, he's going to play on the right, I think. But where does Gakpo fit in your team?
He fits in the Spurs locker room, bro.
I think he's off.
Honestly, if Barcola comes, Gakpo is off.
And they could get like 70 million for that. Imagine that. If you get 70 million for Gakpo, 130 million for Barcola looks like nothing. Man. You can go for that.
That's fine. Yeah. Then we become Net FC again, bro. I must be called Net FC, bro.
Take that any day of the week, bro.
I think we still have about 25 million left of the Coutinho money also. So it's like,
so it compounded over like 10 years.
Nah, man. I think Barcola will be a big change. But to be fair, I think there's so much wrong with Liverpool that I think even if you get Barcola, probably third is probably a ceiling, to be honest. But let's move on. Yeah. Unless has anyone got anything else to say on Liverpool?
I think Hamza mentioned this phrase a few times in his life, so I'm just going to say again: if things go well, like in a sunshine and rainbows world where everything works well for Liverpool, then Isak is firing, Florian Wirtz is feeding him, Van Dijk has a good partnership with Xhaka, Alisson is one of the best goalkeepers the league has ever seen, and we have the best midfield in the league with Szoboszlai next to Gravenberch. And then that's what makes Liverpool win the league.
Okay, Nawaz, let me stop you there, right? You're gonna book yourself in Uber, 2 vest copies, and you're gonna enroll yourself into that institution because that's where
vest
you belong.
copies.
That's where you belong.
Nawaz, let's take this into consideration, okay? Firstly, Liverpool is in the north of England, and in the north of England, it's hardly ever sunny. So, gloomy days ahead for you, bro. Gloomy days ahead.
We'll see.
We don't do ifs.
Well, yeah, that is on Liverpool. That is that on Liverpool. Let's move into the third position. This team was tied with Liverpool on 70 points overall in the weighted category. One person had them in second. Another person had them in fourth. Another person also had them in fourth. Another person also had them in fourth. This team, finishing third in the Premier League table, according to the Prem to the Creme predictions, is Manchester City.
Oh,
so guys,
okay.
Man City, Maresca's boys, third position. How are we feeling about that? How are we feeling about Man City?
Bro, there's a lot of holes to patch. There's a lot of holes to patch, bro.
Bro, it's not even holes, bro. Creators, bottles.
After that Community Shield performance, bro, and also losing Rodri in the process, losing your little heart, bro. It's ropey. It's very ropey. If Rodri stayed, probably Premier League winners. But losing that, man. Calm down, you. You were one season wonder. No, not even one season.
I don't know who this guy pointing to. That's right.
You next
one season wonder.
Right? If Rodri stays, I think Maresca could have taken this team to Premier League champions. But yeah, right now it's looking peak because none of their midfielders can fill that hole that Rodri left.
And they're looking to
Maresca
sell Nico
being-
Gonzalez as well. So I don't know what the brothers are cooking. They've lost
Like, look here,
Reinders, they've
right?
lost Rodri, they're trying to sell
You
Gonzalez.
know
I don't know what they're
Maresca.
cooking.
You know Maresca better than anyone because he managed at that club. His style of play, without having Rodri or Nico Gonzalez, like I don't know, bro. I don't see what's his name, Elliot Anderson filling that hole. I don't see O'Reilly. I see anyone.
Bro,
filling
judging,
that hole.
sorry, Uzi, to stop you there. Judging from what I've seen, Kovacic is that guy that's going to be his man to play that role.
Bro, Kovacic in a big going
Not
into
even Elliot
big 27, bro. Kovacic in going into big 27.
To be fair, last season he was quite good whenever he played.
But to be a out and out DM for like Hamza said, for like say 60 games.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Maresca, he likes his inverted fullbacks. I think Nico O'Reilly will be unreal there. I think Mateus Nunes as well. He could make it into centre mid again, to be honest. And then up front, they have Haaland and Marmoush, and they're selling Marmoush. So I'm like, what the hell have they got up front? You know what I mean? So it's going to be an interesting season, man.
Do you know, on that note, it might look surprising. They might keep Grealish.
Yeah, I saw
Well, I
that.
mean, what
I
else
saw
are they
that.
going to do, bro? They can't just get rid of everybody.
Bro, Maresca is that type of guy is an innovative person where he can just do a whole lot of different shit. And he's that guy who's very adaptive. It's going to be a hard season for him, but he is that guy I feel like can do a madness at times. He's just like Pep.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think he can do good. And obviously, you got to think, obviously, they lost Pep, the best manager in their history, obviously. Best manager in probably Premier League history. Like, it's big boots to fill, man. Like, let's forget about all the semantics of the short-term thing of, oh, Rodri left, oh, this person left, that person left. Bro, they have lost their best ever manager, probably the best modern Premier League manager of all time, right? If not all-time Premier League, right? The only team that did well after losing a top manager was Liverpool. That's it, right? What did Liverpool have? Liverpool had a star player, right? And they had a team that just came together and did well. I see the same thing happening for City, like could happen, because obviously you've got Haaland, you've got Foden, you've got like all these other players that are still like pretty decent. But yeah, man, I think if they finish in Champions League, it'll be a good season. I think that's it. And Man City fans seem pretty like level-headed. They're not going to be like, oh, if you don't win the Premier League, you suck. I think if they get Champions League, bro, that should be the level they should get to, because this season could go any different way because you've lost your patriarchy. You've lost the guy, right? So as long as this is a stable season, that's the most important thing. I think them finishing fourth will be a good season.
Yeah, I think you touched on it. It's basically the adjustment period after losing Pep. That's going to be the biggest struggle. But with the City fans in general, bro, they're actually confident. Like a lot of them are still pumping them out and going on like it's nothing for them. I think it's really going to hit them. He's like this guy. He doesn't even know. Like, but I'm not talking about the guy. I know on Twitter they always talk up, but like the way they're speaking, it's more about like. I think they're gonna have a reality check. I think this is gonna be their form. Where like similarly when United came, when Ferguson left and Moyes came in, I think it's gonna be that type of thing.
Gosh, I don't think it'll be that bad, bro. Finishing what?
No, I think it's gonna be bad, bro.
I think it will, bro.
Bro, you lost Pep, you lost Rodri, you lost the rat Bernardo Silva. Bro, you lost your core, you lost your spine, you've lost everything.
In one summer.
Then, bro, you got Donnarumma in goals. He's another flip-flapper in goals. Doesn't know if he's coming or going.
Fraudulent.
That goal, even how did he even concede that goal against Havertz, bro? That thing hit his body. How are you not saving that? That's great. That should be his bread.
Especially like he's
Nah, it's your bread and butter type of save that should be made.
Nah, man. I think that's harsh. Because, bro, he grabbed victory from the jaws of defeat many times last season, man. Against you lot. Against you lot, he did the exact same thing, you know? So I think it's quite rich you saying that.
Gave us a goal,
yeah. What about in the Carabao Cup final? What about in that time? Huh? What about the 2-0?
We also had Flappy. We also had Flappy at the wings with Kepa.
What did David Raya at the Etihad, bro? We're gonna
All
forget about
right,
that.
let's keep it all.
Yeah, cool. All right.
But I have to say also, right? Like Maresca definitely. Maresca is a good manager, right? Like, but I think I mentioned it last season when he was still Chelsea manager. Also, that he is like a moments coach. So in terms of being consistent, with Pep Guardiola, bro, I think there isn't really that many managers out there. He is the best manager in Premier League history because for a whole decade to be dominating, right?
Yeah.
Like no one else can really like do what he did in terms of innovation as well. Like having centre backs play at fullback, all that stuff, without paying drafts.
Bro,
Like,
in
It doesn't
modern-
count if your manager buys the best player from the league that doesn't play for his team every single year. It doesn't count. That doesn't count, by the way.
I think that's also that also is a
No,
counter
bro.
statement because like people pretend like
And
Ronaldo
Ziyech-
was always this player, but Ronaldo was
Ziyech-
always
they
this
had
player.
Newcastle was the
Edison
competition
came
for
from
United, by the way.
Benfica.
Ozzy. It was Newcastle and Blackburn were the
Bro.
competition, bro. Until Arsenal decided to wake up and Chelsea decided to wake up. So
Bro, and stuff.
I know you literally didn't even say a word, bro. But
Honest.
like, I'm coming for you regardless.
Pep Guardiola versus Ferguson a few times, bro. Ferguson couldn't win him in the Champions League final, so
That's why he retired, bro.
Bro, you want the
and just
Premier League
Fergie's best
final,
United team
bro.
also. Fergie's best
Okay.
United era at that time.
Second best. Second best.
When
Best
when,
of
Me- when Messi dunked on him with the header, imagine Messi's
No.
least
With
best
one
attribute.
also.
Bro, the season before that they beat him there in the semi-final. So like
That is true. That
whatever.
is true.
So what
But yeah.
Fergie was also, he didn't revolutionize like Pep, but like he still across 3 decades, bro, won consistently.
Pep
I don't think
Guardiola
anyone
has
is
more trophies per
disputing that.
season, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I'm saying.
he's
So
got it.
Guardiola does have
He-
more trophies.
I'm saying he'd be the more consistent one. Like if Pep stayed longer, we would have.
But I think that's a talent staying that long for Fergie, bro. I think that's in of itself is an
Yeah.
achievement staying that long.
Mm.
Yeah,
Um,
no. Fergie's definitely no one's discrediting him. I do think Pep Guardiola is a better manager, though.
Yeah, but even if you're in Guardiola's shoes, what more do you have to do with City? Everything has been done. Man lost his wife over City. Imagine. What more does this guy have to do?
It's true also.
Hope he gets it back, man.
No, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
But
But I think the main,
Good on him.
yeah. But I think the main I think the main topic I wanted to touch on is the fact that I think the City downfall has officially started. I think Maresca came in. I think I was touching on the point that Maresca was a moment's coach. He won the Conference League with Chelsea and the Club World Cup. Definitely seen as a good knockout competition manager. But I saw a stat from Opta here that Maresca's Chelsea record is 1.74 points per game, which is the worst by anyone managing Chelsea for more than 30 games. So in terms of league performances, it looks like Maresca isn't really that good. The team was set up for his possession-based football, but now you're losing good players like Rodri and Bernardo Silva and Elliot Anderson. Like, he's good, right? But if he's going to be your main midfielder now this season, I don't see City definitely.
The thing
I
with
think
that
City's going
is,
to finish 4th or 5th.
the role he's playing, Elliot Anderson, is something that he's not even familiar with. So him even trying to adapt to that role is going to make it an even bigger task. Whereas if he starts him in at number 6, it would be better.
Yeah, but he played that role for Bristol Rovers, man. That's why he's called the Geordie Maradona. I know you'll laugh because it was Bristol Rovers, but like he is used to playing that position. To be honest, like,
Yeah, but against higher opposition, can he do it though? In that role, basically.
I believe he will. I think he's
a
Wow.
top tier signing, but I don't think him alone is good enough for Chelsea, for City's midfield. Other players will have to show up again. Like Foden is becoming this player who's
Foden is
like,
washed, bro.
he's on his day type
How
player
old
now.
is he? Is he like 27?
Bro is moving like Sterling, making kids instead of playing games, bro.
How old is Foden, bro? Is he like 25, 27? What is he?
He's 26.
Must be about
26.
25. 26. It's 2000, I think.
Yeah, it's 2000.
Bro, he's been around for a while. Like if you say Rashford must go, this brother must also go.
Bro,
Yeah.
Foden doesn't need to go. Man got 6 Premier League titles. He deserves to be at that club.
6 is crazy. By the
6.
way.
Nah, it can't be 6. It must be 5. Guys,
No,
I
he
think
got
it's,
6. He's there from the age
Nah,
of 17, bro.
He's there from a
18.
life.
Nah, but I saw something.
21,
Ryan Giggs has the
22,
most with
24, yeah,
13,
6.
and the second most is. Nah, but I don't
Nah,
think they count.
he
that
has
one.
6, bro.
That's a Centurion season on. We can't count, man.
Nah, he did play a couple of games, bro. I won't lie. He did play a
In
couple
the
games.
league. I can't remember.
Yeah, he did. I remember he played a couple of games.
Bro, it counts like how Cole Palmer.
And remember that time we had to play 5 games, like
Give
from 4 and 5
a
games.
quiz name, you fucking Dale mouth, you rat.
Bro, like how Cole Palmer has a Champions League final medal, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he scored the
Still-
winner in the Super
Bro,
Cup.
you're still a champion at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's
You
what
can't
I'm saying,
dispute
like,
that.
You have to count
My
it,
guy's
bro.
told, bro. He doesn't count it. I respect that. He doesn't count it. He has
Yeah,
it, but he
said
doesn't count it.
He did say he
said
doesn't count it.
It's fair
What
play.
a knobhead.
Wait, because he knows he's going to win one. But anyway, let's move on from Manchester City and go into the top two. I think we obviously know who's in the top two. I'll go one by one. Obviously, we'll know who's number one after revealing who's number two. We'll discuss it like that. But in second, we have a team that one person put it as the title winner, and the other 3 people did not. That team is Chelsea. Chelsea FC. So we have Hamza putting him in first position, Nawaz putting him in third, Ozzy had him in fifth, and Mac had him in fourth. So Chelsea, I think, a very, very interesting team to talk about going into the season. Obviously, no Europe, the only one in this of the last 4 teams we've discussed that have no European football. Nawaz, seeing as
I
you
would
put them
like
the highest.
to. I would like to start. I would like to start though, but because I've been seeing this Chelsea campaign since last season, so I would like to.
Go for it. Go on. Let's start high, and then we'll have Ozzy come in with why he thinks we'll finish fifth.
Yeah, because why was we starting with Uzi in fifth? I've been pushing this Chelsea title race. Hamza knows also. I think Hamza didn't even. I still remember the first time I mentioned it. Hamza was like, he like did the Doctor Strange thing where he actually was like in the future. And he orgasmed for a bit because it did afterwards. I was like, no, don't let me dream, man. Don't let me dream. So,
I don't think Hamza's gonna listen to us two anymore, bro. We only make this guy dream.
Because I think the team is set up right in terms of manager to club profiling. I think this is the best in the Premier League. I think Alonso's system, right, having these fullbacks that can play as wingers. Okay, he had Kukurea now. I think who the new left back will have to be.
Barco.
Yeah, Palestra.
Tavaria at left back.
But you know, when they did have Kukurea there, I really thought, I'd put the name on
that.
the
That would have been like crazy.
On the left, Reece James, right? You have this back line, right? When Laquano added as well. Oh, 2 good covers everything. Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, right? And in front of them, you have these 3 players that are probably the most versatile in their positions. Morgan Rogers, who can play as a 10 and a left winger. Cole Palmer, who can play as a 10 and a right winger. And then João Pedro, who can play as a striker and a 10. So you're telling me that triangle there up top, God, that thing is going to score goal.
Oh, welcome back, Nikhil. Welcome, bro. Yeah. Welcome back.
Wait, Noah, just turn your camera to your bed.
You sure this guy's a Liverpool fan?
Noah, turn your camera to your bed. Turn your camera to your bed. Because there's a thing above there. What does it say? Above your...
Oh, you'll never collude.
Yeah. Exactly. So you must act like that. Like you support that club, bro.
Bro, Nikhil came back, bro.
No, the kill shattered Liverpool. I'm not sure Liverpool here. I think obviously the signing of Welbeck was like, that's good in terms of, they don't even have European football, but I think that's good in terms of having a good run in the league, so for cup competition and stuff. Anderson, right? They also have just brought fucking John Terry. I should have just paid him a bit because Jordan Anderson is going to do the same job. Be this lead the guy in the backroom staff and everything. Now you have this guy that's a registered player, keeping up a space, so could have bought someone else also. But Anderson, he's not going to do anything.
He's going to pass
bro. I think the signings that, or the players that they got rid of, obviously, were Kukurea, Santos, and even Chalobah and Como. That's fine. I think those players weren't going to. Maybe Kukurea was the only one that wasn't really that fine. But Chalobah and Andre Santos, like you said, weren't going to get that many minutes. I think your defense and your goalkeeper is make or break if you can actually win the league. Up top and midfield, sorted. Best in the league, I think.
God knows,
I think that
shit on my dream.
Bro, I want to say this brother was shitting on me last season for only playing one competition. I just want to say karma is very much real and you must eat that bag of shit. You waste, man. you must enjoy it. Because when your team is when your team finishes third or whatever, I can feed it to you like how you fed it to me the whole of last year. But you only played one competition. When you get knocked out of the Carabao Cup, I will be there. When you get knocked out of the FA Cup, I will be there.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Ozzy, I'm glad you mentioned that because the reason you prick, I was saying you played one competition season was not because you weren't playing in Europe. It's because
Yeah, I
your
know.
brother was playing DJ Dex at Grimsby, yeah, and then in the FA Cup, Darren Fletcher shot himself against Brighton, yeah. So that's why you played one game a season, bro. Don't forget
so
when you
when-
lost to Everton on a Monday, yeah, and you had to dwell on that for 3 weeks because you couldn't play a single game after that point. Don't forget that. I'm not gonna let you forget that, bro. We
Shout
are
out
not playing
Grimsby.
Monday nights and losing and dwelling on that for 4
I'll
weeks,
be
bro, just
there.
like you.
I'll be there. But like, in
By the
all
way, Uzi, you
honesty-
might be happy, right? Grimsby is already out of the Carabao Cup, I heard. So, congratulations.
That is hate watching shit, by the way, to know that.
No, I didn't even know that. But like, in all honesty, I think
The United told me.
I think Xabi Alonso will do a really good job. Like what he was trying to implement at Real Madrid. Obviously, he didn't have the backing of the dictator and had all the issues with the backroom staff. If he doesn't clash heads with Chelsea's hierarchy, I think he can take this team FA Cup winner in the first season, and if not Premier League winner double. I really like Xabi Alonso. I wish we could have gotten him at my club, but he can do really, really good things for this football club, man. Like there's no. I feel like he's one of those managers in recent football, and like he doesn't have a ceiling. Like, I think he can do really good things. We've seen him. He's a proven winner at Leverkusen. He took them from a scrub team to unbeaten. They were invincibles in Germany. I know that's nothing for Mac when they draw 500 games in a season. But
Uzi, what did he do at your team in white? Real Madrid.
like I'm saying, at Real Madrid, he didn't have the back.
Average 2.2 points a game.
Yeah,
though, so
you watched it week in, week out.
I like the way of football he was trying to bring, but he didn't have the backing from, like I said, the players. If all the players get behind him with the club itself, I think he can turn this team to proper champions, bro. I really like Xabi Alonso. I think
So why the fuck have
Chelsea.
you put him fifth then? Huh? Why are you carrying
I'm going on ifs, bro. I'm going on ifs.
You know how Uzi moves. Ifs, buts, and babies.
Yeah, I'm going on.
He's a
ifs,
good
yeah.
manager, but not an elite manager.
But I don't like. Look here, I think y'all finished what was it, 8th last season.
Last season.
8th.
10th, bro. 10th.
10th,
We
bro.
finished 2 points, by the way.
Last season.
Listen,
Not
y'all had
10th.
a crack
10th, I
season, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
10.
fuck it. Who cares? We were shit.
Right?
I think it was 12. I'm pretty sure it was 12.
Nah, it was 10. They needed to beat Sunderland to qualify.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
to
between them and
qualify.
Sunderland.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
no,
that
so
we
I
lost that
think-
game, by the way.
I think
Genuinely.
getting the team back into Champions League football to push on to the next season will be really good. If he can do that, they then get reinforcements into the next season. It's not like I can see Chelsea being Premier League champions.
Hey,
next
but
season if
Chelsea
he
got so
can
much
do it.
reinforcements this season, bro. How much more? I think they just
Yeah,
Morgan
but-
Rogers, Lacroix,
Look, right?
Palestra, Cueda,
Look,
Palco,
right?
some
Yeah,
other
but
bra.
you
Welbeck,
need to-
Henderson. There's like 8-9 signings, bro.
listen, right? He still needs to. He needs to gel everything together in his first season. Then in the next season, he can push on there to win the Premier League. That's what I.
On that note, Hamza, have you been watching the preseason games? I don't know if you watch it or not, bro. What's the formation you guys playing? Huh?
It's 3-4-2-1, bro. That's his formation.
the 3-4-2-1.
No, to be honest, because in the first game he played a 4 at the back, then he played a 3 at the back, then he played 4 at the back.
Yeah, obviously.
Like he
with
was
players
mixing up
coming
throughout the
back
game.
from-
He didn't change it throughout the game.
With players coming
Oh,
back.
your Uzbekistani isn't there anymore.
Yeah, he's going to Burnley. What's his name? Sapatov or something.
He was decent in preseason.
Yeah, he was the guy that they signed from what you call it?
Oh,
Kerat Almaty.
Fire.
Yeah, that guy.
Aguero. Mini Aguero, baby Aguero.
That same guy.
Signed him from Russia.
He is baby Aguero,
But-
boys. Don't laugh. He is baby Aguero. Just letting you
He
boys
is good.
know.
He's good. But I have a thing like if Chelsea play 3 in the back, I think they'll play Reece James as a right centre back.
Yeah, of
But
course.
Who's a right wing back then? No.
Right centre back.
Yeah, right
Oh,
centre
of course
back.
he's playing right centre back. He's not got the legs for right wing back anymore. He's had too many
Bro,
hamstring injuries. Of course,
Right
he's playing
centre back. And then Quenda will play right wing back.
Yeah, I can see
Gusto
that. Right,
That's-
him or Palestra,
Yeah.
bro. Palestra was the best Serie A defender, MVP. So, bro.
Yeah, but that's one of my things I see from Chelsea.
I mean, bro, Hato's going to play. This is low-key what the back three is going to be. It's either going to be Lacroix at left centre-back or Hato. It's going to be Chavaria at left-back. It's going to be Colwell in the centre. And it's going to be Rhys James at right centre-back, right? What I would probably put Levi Colwell at left centre-back and put Lacroix in the middle because you want to put your most exposed centre-back in the middle so you can protect him, right? And he's decent on the ball. But I don't mind Colwell or Lacroix being in centre-back.
Hamza, the problem with that is that centre back needs to take the initiative to clean up for both centre backs. Is Lacroix that person who's going to do that for you?
Yeah, definitely, bro. You see how he was with Chris Richards. He was
like with the World Cup time. We saw like how many times he got exposed, even though he played like 2 matches.
Bro, he got chopped by Bellingham once, man. However, it was 6-4 in the end.
He played like 2 matches, but like positional awareness was poor.
The Spain game was his fault for that goal that Pedro Porro scored because he slept.
Yeah, he left that space. Yeah. Was his right? Was his cooking? Yeah.
Oh, here we go. You're blaming him now. But it was literally Digne who's fault for that one. Fuck you now.
He is literally at fault. He was in.
I said it that day on the live. Also, I said it that day on the live.
Yeah, you did. He was in the wrong position.
And he came across, bro.
No, very false. Very false. Very false. Very false.
Man was in no man's land.
Anyway, let's forget about the World Cup because the World Cup was a bag of shit, mate.
No, but Chelsea's defense in general is actually looking good. And with Alonso in place.
I'll be honest, yeah. I'll be so honest. Levi Colwell this year will prove to everybody that he's the best centre-back in the league. Right? Fact. Saliba is out for the first 4 months, right? So you can remove Saliba from that conversation. Gabriel, who the hell is that? Van Dijk's gone. Levi Colwell is that brother. Levi Colwell, I'm telling you, he is that brother. He's had a full summer off, bro. He's going to be the main centre-back for England. Mark Gahey is good, but Levi Colwell is going to show levels to Konza, to Gahey, to everybody, right? Levi Colwell is that brother, right? You then have in defence, you have Rhys James there, obviously. I mean, wow. I mean, what needs to be said about Rhys James? You have Lacroix there, decent. Hato, quality. Chavaria, great on the ball. It'll be interesting to see how he is defensively. Palestra, great as well. You then have a midfield of Enzo Fernandez. I mean, wow. Barco and Moises Caicedo. And if Lavia can get his fat ass off Snapchat, Romeo Lavia as well, right?
I think he's getting sold.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he gets sold. But even if he's injury free off Snapchat, bro, he'll be a decent backup player. Yeah. And then you got up front Morgan Rogers, Cole Palmer, João Pedro.
That's the needle move.
And also, these two guys, I think, will be cheeky little sleepers on the bench. I think we're going to talk about cheeky sleepers for Arsenal, but cheeky sleepers on the bench, Nicholas Jackson and Jamie Bino Gittins. These guys, I think, are ready for that next level in terms of being backups and being very good backups to João Pedro, to Cole Palmer, to Morgan Rogers. Yeah, man, I think Palmer's going to come back to the fore fully. And yeah, man, I think Chelsea, I've obviously put them to win the league because I'm a Chelsea fan as well. But we have no competitions. We have an amazing defense, an amazing midfield, amazing attack. We've lost Cucurella, but we brought in quality players. We got rid of quality. We got rid of players as well. Badia Shield, great sell. Garnacho, great to get rid of him. Hopefully, inshallah, we get rid of Dilap and Adrabayo, inshallah. Right? We've also got rid of a couple other players in and around that. Like we're getting rid of some of the schmucks. Right? Xabi Alonso, unreal for Leverkusen, did decent at Real Madrid. We'll see what he can do. But I think when it comes to threatening Arsenal, because Arsenal are the champions, I will give them that. I think Chelsea will be the closest to that. And I think that game on September the 4th or September the 5th is going to be so interesting. Chelsea versus Arsenal away at the Emirates. That game is going to be unbelievable. It could be one of these games. I don't know if you remember Max Said. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? 2016, 2017, Ozil scores the third goal to beat Chelsea 3-0 at the Emirates. Marcus Alonso comes off the bench and he does this. We then win 13 games in a row after that game and we win the Premier League title. It could be one of them games or it could just be a dog fight. Chelsea smack Arsenal down and we win the title away at the champions. So I think this game in September, start of September, is going to be very, very, very crucial. But low-key, I hope we just finish third. If we finish third, I'll be super happy. But I think winning the Premier League could definitely happen this season. I was very annoyed when we bought Morgan Rogers, I'll be totally honest, because when I saw 170 million, I thought, what the hell is 117 million? Like 170 million for Morgan Rogers is ridiculous. Then when we got 45 mil for Garnacho, I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense.
No, but bro, looking at that, that's literally the market. You can't take anything away from the market. If the market wasn't so obscure like that, you would have been like 90 million, 80 million.
But man, I mean, we've got superstars in our team in every single position apart from goalkeeper. And it worries me, man. I'm just like, just get a goalkeeper. Get a
Besides
goalkeeper.
Sanchez,
how hard is it to get a goalkeeper? Well,
besides Sanchez, who else is there?
We literally are putting Mike Penders on this level genuinely because he's tall.
Who's Mike Penders?
He's white. He's tall. He's white. He's got brown hair and he's Belgian, right? He plays for Genk. He's tall. He's white. He's got brown hair. People think he's going to be really good just because he looks like Courtois and he's had the Courtois sort of profile. He's not that good.
This brother said he's tall. He's 200 centimeters, bro. What the?
Yeah, bro. But people think he's just going to be Courtois 2.0. People genuinely believe because he's white, he's tall, he's got brown hair, and he's Belgian, and he played for Genk. He's gonna be Courtois 2.0
But
if he is,
if
he is, you have no chance of winning the title. No, nobody here. If Mike Penders is as good as Courtois, I mean, it's kind of goes without saying. If he's as good as Courtois, no one wins the league apart from Chelsea. But it's just the goalkeeper that I'm worried about. Like, can Sanchez be your Premier League winning title keeper?
Your defense is what will make or break this year. I'm telling you. Because
I think the defense is good, bro.
No, but even
For one
squad
season,
depth-wise, right?
What?
I think they have three competitions, like 3 squads for 3 competitions. You know, like there's generally a black team, a white team, and a light skin team. Your light skin team is your best, so you can use that for your Premier League. Because that's where Lacroix is, Reece James, Malo Gusto, João Pedro, Morgan Rogers. Like maybe Cole Palmer and them man can be like Carabao. Then I think Africa, that's where you can use your other team. Yeah.
I think you're forgetting about Omega and all of those.
I mean, Omega's decent, bro, and he's been told he's going to stay. He's a striker, Emmanuel Omega.
Even Esteval, bro. Esteval still has to come back.
He's part of the light skin team.
Oh my god, Esteval, bro. Fuck. Honestly, are we going to win the title? Genuinely, are we going to win the title?
Well done, Nawaz. You made him delusional also.
Nah, genuinely, bro. I stand on this, bro. Because I was on I was like the first guy that said it, bro, so I wouldn't die on that deal, bro.
The Henderson and Welbeck thing. The Henderson and Welbeck thing, I think, basically for Chelsea, we've been super inconsistent throughout seasons over the last 3 seasons. What I mean by that is like we'll have really super highs. Like when Liverpool won the league, if we beat Everton away in December, we would have been top of the league, right? After that point, we didn't get close. Last season, we were 6 points to Arsenal. We drew at home and we didn't get close again because we had so much inconsistencies. Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson especially, I would hope they would come in and remove those inconsistencies. Like by going, listen, focus up mentally, like always keeping on top of these players because we needed that just to keep on top of them and also not just as being a cheerleader, but also being good players. Like Welbeck scored 10 goals in the Premier League last year, right? Like he's not some bum. Jordan Henderson played good minutes for Brentford last year and they finished 7th or 8th or 9th, something like that, right? So it's like these guys are good players, right? And if they can remove the inconsistencies from Chelsea, bro, if Enzo Fernandez is as good as he is all season, no player in the Premier League is as good as him. Caicedo, the exact same. Like, there's loads of players in the Chelsea in which, if they played consistently as well as they do, nobody could chat to him. Nobody. And I'm not saying that like a flex. We spent a lot of money to get these sort of players, but like nobody would be able to chat to them if they were consistently that good all season.
I saw a bunch of Chelsea fans want Enzo Fernandez out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hit or miss in that sense because he's been with us for 4 years. He was sold a dream, and the dream never came alive, right? There's been good times. Obviously, we won a couple of trophies. We were the champions of the world, right? We beat PSG 3-0, right? We've had the good times, but then we've had Graham Potters. We've had Frank Lampard. We've had Maurizio Pochettino. We've had some stinky time. We had Liam Rossini, mate. As soon as 3 months ago, bro, It was literally 4 months ago. We had Liam Rosenior like as our manager, bro. Like if I had Liam Rosenior as my manager coming into the prediction show, I wouldn't be on the show. That's how bad it was, yeah. So Enzo Fernandez, obviously, like he wants to move forward in his career, and I can see why. But yeah, man, I would like him to stay. I would like him to stay. I'm one of the Chelsea fans that would, but obviously this thing against England, the whole kicking out against Pau Kubasi in the thingy won't help. But I think Enzo Fernandez, man, like he lives off that bit, and the 5 p.m. deadline's gone, so he's not going to leave. So
I think with second to fourth, it could go anyway. With Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. It literally.
I think first and fourth, to be honest. I think first and fourth can go anywhere. I think, to be honest, and let's move on to the number one, right? I think, to be honest, not trying to call people out, but I think it's the most lack of ball thing to do. Yeah, it's the most lack. I'd say conservative is too soft. Because, bro, I said this before the recording, just saying the team that won the league again the next year, bro, like that takes no knowledge, that takes no thought process behind it. It's just going, oh, they won, so they're going to win again. The last team to do that was Man City, and they won it 4 times in a row. Before then, it was literally in the 2000s when a team went back to back. That was literally how long it's been since somebody has gone back to back, right? Apart from City in 2017-18, and then when they won 4 in a row, nobody's gone back to back since Man United did it 3 times in a row. So for Arsenal to go back to back, I know that Arsenal don't have too much competition, people would think. And I'll leave my points for later on. But let's just go through what everyone thought. Mark Ozzy said that they would win the league. Hamza Nawaz said they'd finish in second. So let's go to Mac first, obviously the current champion holder. Why are Arsenal going to go back to back?
It's just that team, bro. I'm joking.
They won it last year.
What happened?
Oh, no, I just said they won it last year.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think this season we're gonna see a different approach from Arteta. I've seen it in preseason. Like I think we spoke about this numerous times last season about set pieces and just grinding out wins. Now I think we're actually going to see performances that are going to back these wins. The biggest game changer, I think, is bringing Bruno Guimaraes into that team. Bruno and Declan, bro. Imagine. You can't tell me a better pivot than those two. Imagine having those two as a pivot. Who else you tell me is better than those two together? Together as a pivot.
It's good, right?
Together. I'm not saying individually. I'm saying together.
It's
bro,
not
Bruno's not a pivot player, by the way. If you think he's a pivot player, bro, you brought the wrong player. He's not a pivot player.
Bro, Bruno is the one guy, though, that I think is going to unleash Martinelli. Martinelli is actually going to have a good season.
What about Solis?
He's also going to play, bro. That's the beauty of Arsenal. We got exceptional squad depth, bro.
Still good.
Anyone can come
you
and
don't have a black team, a white team, and a light skin team.
Nothing under this, bro. Right? Someone just remove him from. No, but like Martinelli is a guy. I think everyone is scapegoating Martinelli again. Across the Arsenal front line, we haven't been giving that superb numbers. We all know that. Across the Arsenal front line, I've always backed Saka. His goals and assists GA was 18. Martinelli's was 18. And then you look at Trossard, which every flippin' Arsenal fan is glazing. He had 18 also. Martinelli, if he didn't score his one Premier League goal against City, we don't win the league. So for giving him shit, I think it's unacceptable. Because in the Premier League, the Champions League, he showed otherwise. Martinelli is going to be a huge asset. Flawless on the other hand with the set pieces. Bro, have you seen this guy's set pieces? His corners. Declan Rice got a contender. That day is eating different, bro. This guy, I think he's so good at set pieces that I think he can actually go and score them.
That trend is over. Over. It's like the American challenge. Set pieces is finished now.
Who did you say is good at set pieces?
Jollis. Flawless, however you pronounce it.
Oh, okay. The Norwich flop that you bought for 45 mil from Club Brugge.
I think people are going to be surprised this season by him. People are
going to be surprised last season. It's not that.
Bro, I'm not even looking at this GA from flipping Belgium, bro. He must come into the Premier League and prove himself. And I think he will actually get to those levels. Literally,
But
there's no.
back, I
I
think
don't
set
think,
pieces is a trend now. Like I think it's a trend that died. I think you're gonna have to
Bro.
hope that Arteta has a different approach this season.
I did say this. He's going to have a different approach, especially with Bruno and Declan in the midfield together.
He says he's going to attack.
But-
in all his interviews, he
but
said he's going to
G-
attack. That's what he said.
Yeah, listen, why they are also important is Martin Odegaard. In the last 2 seasons, we've seen this guy drop deeper and deeper and deeper. But this preseason, bro, I've hardly ever seen this guy drop deeper. He's always between the lines, playing the balls over the top, playing the balls down the channels. I think I'm putting it down now. Martin Odegaard is going to be the player of the season at the end of the season.
Oof.
Ooh, bold.
Oh,
Martin Odegaard, bro, is going to be at his best, playing his best football. I don't care who's playing up front, whether it's Gyökeres or whether it's Havertz, bro. Martin Odegaard is going to be that dictator. He's going to be that guy with the silky movement, and he's going to provide it for us. I've seen a different Odegaard, World Cup, and going now into the season. He's going to reach levels, and everyone's going to start appreciating that guy. That's my talk for today.
Fairs, bro. I mean, he's good against Chelsea. But apart from last season and the season before, he was actually really good against Chelsea for a long period of time. I think Guimaraes will be good. I don't think he's not a pivot player, by the way. So if you're expecting him to be a pivot player, bro, you bought the wrong player. But like in terms of like energy and in terms of like for a whole season, Bruno's like an amazing player to have. Like, and bro, the brother comes up with clutch goals as well. You know, he can get you 10 goals a season. Declan Rice hardly gets you like 4, right? So when it comes to midfielders, you sorry, you're 5. Yeah, the guy stinks of poo, right? Probably one of the most overrated footballers in the whole world, but it doesn't matter.
You're just salty.
If Prem was here, I can feel Prem's spirit like screaming in my ear, right? So let me just say what Prem is saying here real quick. So Bruno Guimaraes was brought in to unlock Declan Rice. That's like the 5th player now since Rice is coming to Arsenal. That they tried to get a player to unlock Declan Rice. He's not a needle mover, Bruno Guimaraes. He doesn't make Arsenal a better team because
he's a quality player.
You're not going to utilize him to his best assets,
bro.
He does fit in the shirt though. Like when I look at players that move to new clubs, genuinely, he does look. Him and Konza in the Arsenal shirt look like they look like Arsenal players, if that makes sense.
Yeah, even look at the signings we made. Like, we all know we needed a left winger, and that's not going to come. Okay, but in terms of addressing other positions, I think we did a decent job.
You got cocked by Vinny, by the way. Oh my god,
bro.
You got absolutely cock on the table by Vinny. Did you actually ever think you were going to get him?
You know my answer, bro. You know my answer.
That's what I'm asking. I don't know your answer.
The rest of the Arsenal fan
bro, if Vinny came to Arsenal, I'll be happy. But if he never come, so I don't give a shit, bro. We know what I think of him. He's a crybaby. Yeah, I got Martinelli, bro.
You're trying to ship him off to Galatasaray, bro. You literally tried to ship him off to Galatasaray. He said, hell no.
I know, but that guy, even if they offer 80 million, must stay, bro. There's no. Who else do you bring in?
There's no other left wingers in the world. You're right, bro.
Apart from
Brazil, bro.
Honestly,
apart from Kvaratskhelia, who else do you bring on the left hand side?
I was the Shaitan regime. Man said Martinelli, Kvaratskhelia. That's it. Apart from that, khalas, bro. That's done. Is that what you're saying?
Who else do you bring in?
We should go for
bring in anybody and anybody. I don't care. Bring in Mudryk, bro. Yeah,
you man. I'll keep my Martinelli. Thank you very much.
He's the one.
Did they want Morgan Rogers also? They wanted Morgan Rogers, but then they got
I don't want him. God, if they want him, they would have got him. They don't want him.
We don't want to pay 100 million for a player that's not going to be playing week in, week out for us.
For a guy who has 1 year left on his contract and he's 29. Yeah, good one.
Yeah, that is going to be our signing of the season. Our signing. I'm not saying the Premier League signing. Our signing. Arsenal signing.
Rafael Leao will play for.
Nah, Bruno Guimaraes.
Listen,
Rafael Leao is good, but he's not that guy who will fit into our Arteta system.
Like he's the
Zolis, bro.
Probably you guys are going to attack. And I think the second season is always harder than the first one. Like winning the second one's so hard, bro. Because even though you are champions, but everyone starts on 0. I think Arteta is, to be honest, I put second. Really, I was going to put them like fourth, but then I'd already put Liverpool seventh. So I was like, I've got to put Arsenal in the normal.
I think Arteta actually has more pressure to retain the title now than to actually win it last season.
No, he had more
disagree.
pressure to win it, bro.
Disagree.
Bro, everyone,
I
if
definitely disagree.
the
This
moment
little
Arsenal,
Lego head isn't gonna at every chance that he can. This little Lego head isn't gonna go. Well, we are champions. Lose one game. Well, we are champions. We are.
the
champions.
moment
Come on,
we
guys.
drop, bro, the whole
We're
world is
champions,
gonna
man.
be loving life.
Shush, man.
Now, but I wouldn't say it's more pressure.
Yeah,
Like
I think
that
it's
pressure-
To retain the title.
Yeah, no, there's no pressure.
Nah, bro, there is pressure. Fuck.
It was harder to win it.
Champions League, I think you have pressure. Premier League, you don't.
Yeah,
You won it.
literally the storyline now, like the narrative is, can you all go the step further now in the Champions League?
Literally,
There's more pressure on the Champions League than the Premier League.
definitely. I think the way life's moving and the sequences, this is the year we have to win it now. I'm not saying we will, but we
You've
have
got no
to.
chance to win the Champions League, by the way. Mark, I hope you understand that. You have zero chance to win the Champions League.
Bro,
Tell me right now.
I will put my Nawaz hat on and be delivered in the Champions League. And let me be.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
100%.
Last year you
100%.
had a chance. This year you have no chance. You have no chance to win the Champions League. No chance. Right. So it was like exactly how I knew
Okay,
Barcelona had no chance to win the
Hamza,
Champions League.
why do we have no
Exact same thing
chance?
I feel about Arsenal. Huh?
Why do we have no chance?
I really appreciate you asking me that question. So obviously you have PSG.
Yeah, floor's yours.
Back-to-back champions, still got Luis Enrique, right? Will they go three in a row? Who knows? But then you have Madrid and Barcelona, right? You have these two juggernauts that are coming back, right? You got Vinny, Mbappe, Bellingham in one team. You then got Cucurella, unbelievable left back. You've got Bernardo Silva, a rat who's won it all. You've got Canate, who's a decent defender. You've got Dumfries, who's either going to make Trent better or make the right back position at Real Madrid even stronger. And then you have Mourinho, right? You have all these. Will you be able to overcome that? Maybe, maybe not. But it's going to be a harder task than when you beat them in 25, right? Definitely. 100% going to be better. And I think Mbappe is going to come with this unselfish mentality where it's not just about goals. Because he's like, well, I moved to Real Madrid. PSG won 2 Champions League in a row. I moved to Real Madrid, they'd won nothing. I do low-key have to change because otherwise my legacy is screwed. So he's going to selfishly become unselfish, right? There's the thing with Real Madrid, right? Then Barcelona. Barcelona's biggest problem with this is stupid high line. They'll continue to play it, right? And I think Rodri won't eliminate that completely, but he'll eliminate that to a decent enough level where it's not a problem. And in fact, they also have Anthony Gordon. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but and Anthony Gordon, I think as a player, like Lamine Yamal's getting a team around him as well now. Like the big thing with Barcelona is they need a team around them. So you need to get through Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, and then you have Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is like.
I agree with you with the Barca thing. Okay? Lamine Yamal is one of the best players in the world. But my thing with him at the moment is this brother needs to come back to earth. Leave the cherries alone. Leave the parties alone. Bro, focus on your football.
Yeah, but Mac, when it comes to March, bro, it doesn't matter what he does in August, man. Like, this is what I don't care. This is what I don't get about when people do predictions. They just think about the here and now. You got to think what you're predicting now is actually what affects it is what's happening in April, what's happening in March,
listen,
what's
Rick.
happening in May.
Hamza, we all have a creator at the end of the day. Okay, his creator is the same as Nawaz's, your, Uzi's, and mine. If you do cock like that, you think you're gonna be able to produce the same output?
Bro, he's proven that he can do it. He's literally proven that he can do it. Literally, bro, the guy was smashing every girl in Barcelona and then smashed up Inter Milan like they were nobody's business, bro. He was like the post at 17, bro. He was the post away from taking them to the Champions League final against PSG. They would have got slapped, admittedly, right? But my big thing with Barcelona is that. So you got Barcelona and Real Madrid who are definitely better. You have PSG who is still there. You have Bayern Munich as well, right? Bayern Munich are then gone up another level. They bought the right back, the German right back, Nathaniel Brown, right? They've also got Saibari, like they've added to it. And I hope Musiala's like all okay, right? If he's there, then that's decent as well. There's too much, man. I think for Arsenal, there's too much. And then what the hell are you bringing to the table? Havertz and Gyökeres. Come on, man. Let's not take the piss here. Like, you're taking these two lads to try and destroy teams. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Realistically, what are we doing? Like, you were lucky to push PSG all the way to the edge, to the final, and then when your arse needs to stop quivering, bro, it quivers even more. And Gabriel puts it into the next galaxy, and Eberechi is still doing his run up to hit the post. Yeah, so yeah, man. When it comes to Arsenal, bro, Champions League, I'm sorry, that's gone. And then next year, bro, when Chelsea come into the Champions League, you finished again. So your moment of winning the Champions League was
When
last
Chelsea
season,
comes back, Chelsea's
bro.
December title
Come on,
race
bro.
contenders every
Even
season. bro.
Loki, Man United in the Champions League could offer Arsenal problems. Real freaking talk. If Man United can make it to the round of 16,
United.
genuinely, Man United could give them problems. That's how much I think.
So the competition just unlocks different levels of clubs.
But yeah,
Arsenal, no.
No, but
that
it's
is
actually better if there's no pressure on us in the Champions League, bro. You can count like
No,
saying,
there's
More pressure.
but pressure.
I think there's
No,
more
I mean,
pressure for
I mean pressure in terms of like Hamza stating PSG, Madrid, Barca, and all these bigger names, like them going for the title. No one is backing Arsenal. If no one backs Arsenal, that's perfect for me. I'm perfect for the players, even though the pressure is on them. I'm not saying the pressure is not, but if they putting those guys in pole positions and not Arsenal, that's better in terms of mentality for our players.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because your players are shit, right? So like you can beat everyone in England, right? Because England in England you're better than the team in England. Against the teams
What
in
does
Europe,
that have to say for every single other team then? If we're the champions,
Huh? Last year, bro.
What
Last year. But we forget about last year.
bro, it can't be last year. We're still in the same calendar year. We're still in the same
bro.
calendar year. We're still in the same calendar year. We're still in the same calendar year. We're still in the same calendar year.
Community Shields happened, bro. Championship has started. As soon as Championship started, we forget
Community
about
Shield
last
happened, bro. We still won that comfortably.
Yeah. And I said you're going to finish above Man City. I said you're going to finish above Man City. What more do you want? You beat Man City. Cool. You're going to finish above them. Happy. Khalas, bro. That's it. Does that mean you're going to destroy everybody? Come on, man. You're not Thanos, bro. You're just some little schmuck with a glove. That's it. That's it, bro. But
Arteta
yeah,
down.
man. Yeah. And then you're going to play attacking football. Where did your attacking football lead you before? Nowhere,
You
bro.
will see. You will see, bro. You will see. You will see.
Bro,
You will see a different outcome.
Respect.
The dynasty. The dynasty is getting built. As
Bro,
Nawaz
the
said last
dynasty's
season.
over. It's over. It's over. The dynasty is over. Just enjoy the good moments because the bad moments are coming. And the fact that obviously Saliba's out, I think is massive as well, man. You know how much I
we
rate
got
him,
Mascara there.
Consoles.
bro. That's
No,
flagrant harassment, man. Mascara,
No, but the
however,
only thing I'm concerned about with this is Gabriel. He's the one player I'm concerned about. Having Saliba out. Other than that, yeah.
Yeah, he'll block everything.
I know we
stupid
don't.
little Phineas.
Our ball knowledge isn't limited to FIFA, right? But how the hell is Gabriel higher rated than Saliba? Crazy.
It's because all these guys
Oh, bro,
only look at flipping Gabriel because he scores 3 headers in one season. Oh, he can score goals.
But
It's lovely.
his defensive stats are
You're
even
telling
higher.
me more goals
Defense is
than
91.
91? No, he's not. No, he's not.
Gabriel is 91 defensively.
Yeah, defensive stats.
Oh, the bum game.
No, he's not. No, he's not. That's
Bro, do you know, I actually have a thing. Maybe I should keep it as a hot take.
God.
Gabriel only lost one more season at Arsenal because he's not good enough to keep on going.
Ooh.
You know, even though his lights went off.
Damn. I think that's harsh.
Yeah.
I think that's harsh.
No,
He's old,
because
is it?
he's 30 now. He's 30, I think. This season.
Oh, he's 28 only. He's only 28.
Sure, not 30.
Transfer mark, isn't it? 28.
Okay. That's why. Okay, give him 1.5 seasons and then he's done. But, you know, if we always floating around Chelsea, okay? Why don't we offer Chelsea the 70 million and bring Colwell in to play him next to Saliba? Imagine we get Colwell and Saliba, bro.
That would break my heart, man. Like that would be big bollocks. If you did that, that would be big bollocks. I respect that.
Bro,
Honestly, I'd hate
I
it,
don't
man.
see why not. Just go for it, bro. But I don't think we'll do that to Gabriel at the moment. Only when Gabriel leaves, then only look for any sign.
But Colwell, man, like I'm telling you, if you don't rate, do you? Where would you guys rank him in Premier League centre backs at the moment?
He's up there. Top 5.
He's one of those. It's like Reece James, bro. You have to say his full name. Colwell when fit. It's like,
Bro,
when
he had one fucking
when he's
ACL.
good.
Now, it was one ACL. Before his ACL,
Reece
it was
James has
good.
been injured his whole life, yeah. But come on, man, stop rinsing that joke, bro. Levi Colwell has been injured once, and he came back and he dunked on your head, and he dunked on City's head.
He did dunk on us.
He was back for 4 games, bro, and he dunked on everybody that he came across.
I mean, Levi Colwell is good though. He's good. I won't lie. So I think
Why would you
obviously
put him though? Like in terms of ranking, I'm just interested because like August 2026, I want to see what the consensus is of Levi Colwell in the league.
in terms of like tier ranking, if there's like an S tier, A tier, B, I'll put him in.
No, I mean like
in,
okay, you can do that. But in terms of ranking individually, like I want to see where you put him. Do you put him top 10, top 15, top 20, top 5? Like where?
Yeah, the league is a top 10.
I'm top 5.
I would say so.
Top 5, bro.
Top 5. Let me think. If he enters the top 5, Gabriel Saliba.
I think he's better than Gabriel, bro.
No, he has potential to be better, but like right now, in terms of looking back, what did the player do in his career stuff? I would still put Gabriel above him.
Okay, that you could argue.
Yeah, I think by the end of the season,
I would say he's definitely between 10 and 5.
Yeah,
He could even be 5.
I think by the end of the season, the only person you'll be able to say is Saliba is above him, because Saliba would have won a league, obviously, because he won the league last year. He's been good for a couple of years. I know he would have had a good 5 months after his injury, right? The only player that you could compare him to is Saliba. But then even still, I think people by the end of the 26-27 season will say Levi Colwell is the best centre back in the league. And I think that'll be with a Premier League medal around his neck as well.
This thing about Saliba, like I really want to understand, even from an Arsenal point of view, why do people like underrate him now? What are the flaws? Yeah, what are the flaws do they see in him that I'm not seeing?
Forget them, Mac, bro. If people don't rate Saliba, bro, like there's no point speaking about football with them. You know what I mean? There's no point. There's no point at all.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like, I still want to know because there's not only like one person. There's a whole lot of them, and it's not only like rival fans. It's Arsenal fans also in general that say that. That's what I'm trying to think, bro.
Idiots attract idiots, Mark. I wouldn't deep that at all, bro. If you don't think Saliba's the best centre back in the league, bro, like
Uzi, who do you think is better, Saliba or Gabriel?
You're muted.
I think you muted. I think I just love Saliba.
So muted.
Brother.
Yeah, I said Saliba, bro. I think Saliba
You know what?
is the
Actually,
defender.
put it down as a clip. I'm gonna ask the question: who do you think is the better centre back, Saliba or Gabriel? And you'll give your answer, and then we put something for the comments or something for video on TikTok or something.
Poll on. You can put a poll on the TikTok comments, I think.
Go on then.
Hey guys, I have a question for you.
Just timestamp it.
Anyways,
Mark, now you know how it feels, bro. Now you know how it feels when somebody's in the middle of a fun clip and you're just chatting your shit behind them.
Bro, I'm just make sure you timestamp it because
It's right. So you can clip it out. Yes. Who do you think is the better centre back, Saliba or Gabriel? No, go ahead.
Yeah, as a defender, as a player, Saliba.
Hamza?
Yeah, as a human, as a player, as an entity, must be William Saliba. Yeah.
Uzi?
Bro, even if they were bakers, I'd still choose Saliba.
This is why, lads, these three boys watch football and they're legends. They goats. They knew. They watch football with their eyes and not goals and assists. Thank you very much. Debate settled.
I don't think it is a debate, though. I know it's for a clip, but I genuinely don't think that it is a debate.
It literally
Like,
is a debate, though.
You can't see with Saliba, bro. Like you don't watch him. You either don't watch him or you're too blinded by racism and hate to see that he's better. And then even Gabriel's black as well. So it's not even racism at that point. It's just
But this is why I want to actually understand people's point of view, why they actually rate Gabriel higher. And I'm not even talking about rival fans. I want to know from an Arsenal point of view, why do they think Gabriel is better?
Maybe it's preference, right? It's because it's like
what
I think
prefer
Saliba
shit.
No, because let's be honest, right? Between the 2023 season up until like last season, I would say Gabriel would be the one that gets more involved in tackles, gets more stuck in. Saliba is the Rolls Royce guy. So maybe, and then also Saliba got injured. He gets injured every now and again in each season. 2023 one is the end of the season. This season he's going to start off with it. I think that season when he had the gold detailing, he was also injured in that season.
Yeah.
So I think it's like it's the fact that Saliba has these good games, but then Gabriel has been an ever-present player in your defense, which has been your biggest compliment coming from rival fans also. And Gabriel is the guy who's been the
But
ever-present.
this is the thing people not see. Gabriel is only good when he's playing next to Saliba. Take Saliba out of the
That's
equation.
not true. That's not true. He is still good without
Bro.
him. He's just maybe not as good, but he's still good.
No, but he's not at that same level where Saliba gives him that calming presence to do whatever he wants. Like he knows he can be rash and go out and make those blocks, but Saliba ultimately is going to be there to cover him if something happens. Now, look at Brazil, for instance, okay? He tried to do a madness and he got split. Was it the Morocco game? Remember, what was it? When Brian Diaz played it through, he came rash out, but there was no one there to cover. And they gave that splitting pass. This is my thing about like, he needs to play with someone and have that comfortability that he knows someone is going to cover for him if he does a stupid thing like that. And there's no one, I think, that's on Saliba's level where they have that communication that can cover him at this point. Even in Arsenal squad, like Mosquera is still young. Mosquera is good, but I don't think he's at that level where he can play with Gabriel and show that we have a solid backline. And now bringing Konza in, I think it's a bit of the same thing.
Yeah.
Just watch these first few months how we play defensively, and you'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's shit. From a Chelsea point of view,
I hope not.
I hope he's going to go for the title because otherwise, what the hell else are we doing? I hope he's terrible. I hope so, but he's good. He's a good player, man. But yeah, if people generally the Arsenal fans I know all agree that Saliba's better than him. But I think like that's like going, oh, Matip's better than Van Dijk. Like, come on, bro, what are we talking about here? Like, Matip's a good player, but he was never better than Van Dijk. So, Gabriel's a good player. He's probably better than Matip, but he's never as good as Saliba. Like, come on, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But that is our Premier League predictions for 26, 27. So if you made it to the end, comment Mufasa. If you made it to the end, yeah, in the spirit of our king, the Lion King. Appreciate you boys for being on. Hopefully, let's use right at the end of the season. We'll put on our Instagram, like our personal list and then our together list. And then we'll have that for the rest of time. Thank you boys for being on. And we will see you on Sunday for the first live show. Have a good time, guys.